Yeah, what's going down, young James Boogie?
What's up, man? You ain't never thought to what I just said? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hookah, like cigar smoke, kind of like lingers over your head like a cloud, right? It's like when you walk into a cigar shop, it's like a cloud of smoke kind of lingering over. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you walking through, like I Dream of Genie or like this a smoke fest. Like why would I want to walk? How is that loud? Like, and everybody doing that shit all night, man.
Nah, you don't supposed to walk through the hookah spot though. The hookah spot, you supposed to be sitting down in your nice section, and you got your drink of choice, whatever snack or food you got, and you just chilling with your female or your partners, and you hookah. The hookah spot to me, it ain't a club like walk through look cool dance spot. The hookah spot to me is a lounging spot.
But I'm saying so, I'm just saying like arbitrarily you're lounging in big clouds of smoke for a period of time. That's weird. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
It's no weirder than the smoke session though.
I think it's weirder because in the smoke session the objective is to get high.
Well, in the hookah session, the objective is to relax and chill and listen to some good music and, eat your hummus in between, hookahs.
I wonder does weed smoke linger?
It does, because you walk out smelling like a pound. At least when I walk out of hookah, the most I'm going to smell like is like tropical fruit.
A wise man told me one time if weed didn't have smell, man, people would have no problem with it.
I ain't got no problem with it now.
I mean, like, the stigmatism of weed is the smell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could see that. I don't agree with it. I feel like it's not. I don't feel like it's only weed smoke. I feel like cigarette smoke too. Like now that I've stopped smoking cigarettes, I'm so glad I stopped. I can't stand the way cigarettes smell. Matter of fact, I'd rather you smell like weed than cigarettes.
Weed does have.
I second that.
Yeah.
unless it's clove cigarettes.
They don't make those anymore. Obama outlawed those in term 1, I think, man. It's funny. I saw the screen blink.
Yeah.
But I ain't see them. What you mean they got blacks? You talking about the Darjeeling blacks?
Yeah, Darjeeling.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is...
Are they closed?
Before
I thought.
Let me finish. No, you're right. You are correct. They are closed. But what I'm saying is they used to be clove cigarettes. I don't know if you noticed. They used to be actual clove cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then they passed some bills with flavored tobacco. So they had to turn them into technically cigars.
Yeah.
So that's why they're in packs of 10 and they're actually bigger. I would rather have just the pause. I'd rather have the clove cigarette than the clove cigar. Plus, it was different brands on the market as well.
Yeah. When listening to music, I mean, first off, in the background, unseen right now, but heard the great, the one, the only, Gallo, the great, Rojo Gallo, the great.
I haven't been Gallo Rojo in a while. My mohawk is gone because male pattern baldness. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was going to say, where did the red come from?
I used to have a red mohawk. It was I had a homegirl that would. So she was a hairdresser, and she was out in Kingwood, but she only got to do old ladies' hair and try to make it look more natural. So she'd do it for free as long as I just paid for the actual color, which were pretty. It's actually color is pretty fucking expensive, but she'd do the work for free, just so she could experiment with different colors. So I had like zebra stripes in my red mohawk. I mean, it was all kinds of cool, but then started going bald, and I had like a mohawk here and a mohawk back here, and this little bald spot. I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I had a homeboy once. He had braids, and that was happening to him. Where, all his braids didn't connect, so I was like, "Man, partner, you got to cut that off, homie. You can't walk around here with patchy braids."
Oh man,
and,
oh man,
the rest is history.
Oh man,
I want to talk about you though.
I know exactly who you're talking about. When listening to, okay, we're gonna talk about a lot of things, but what's the name of this podcast?
Oh man, I'm glad you asked.
Shots,
now let's begin the story. I ain't your average cat. I slap box with lions. Ever since the 5th grade, kickball with tires. Made a mini fortune off a ripped off appliance. Money wanted stove back, hit dog with irons. Boogie need to find God. Shit dog, I'm trying. That's why I robbed the Deacon house. Man, quit your lies. I did it.
Bar and a half, maybe 4 bars.
I was trying to let you shine, bro.
Nah, man, I don't want to shine, man. I don't want to shine.
Yes, it is us. It is the 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie. Hey, R-Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm going to tell you what I meant.
Bug, go ahead and introduce our guest one more time for the listeners.
The one, the only, the myth, the legend, the man, the one they know as but do not refer to as anymore or for a long time, the one who is, the one who shall be, the one who forever could continue to be the Rojo Gallo.
Are you in a compromising situation where you can't be seen, you only can be heard?
Okay, there we go. All right. I was trying to get you guys set up so I could hear you in a different spot, but it ain't working.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Because I have a really, really deep question to ask. But it's not really deep. It's just like introspective.
Fuck my life. Here I am trying to be all creative, and now I can't hear y'all no more.
And then I told Gallo, man, I was like, look, man, if I had to punch you in your face, and so I was gonna punch him, but like I know I had mind control over him, so I just looked him in the eye.
I got to get a different bookcase so I can put all my books up, man.
Like you.
That's not even half of them. It's not even half of them.
I know, man. It's crazy how
Damn it.
people hoard things. Not hoard.
Let me reconnect. My bad. I'm screwing things up.
Not in a bad way, but like people just keep things, you know. So I keep books too, and like you, like I still have a large comic book collection, and I'll go back and read some of them, you know, graphic novel. Like, man, this shit was. This was a thought-ass idea.
I mean, it's like you don't want to get rid of the literature even after you bought it and you read it. Bless you. You know what I'm saying? So you keep it in case somebody want to come over and read it. But I don't want you taking my books because you might not bring it back because I might want to read it again.
Yeah.
How many books have you read over and over like movies? You know, like you'll watch a movie 5 and 6 times. How many books have you read over and over?
Probably the Iliad.
The who?
The Iliad or the Iliad, whatever.
I ain't never read that. Homer's. I know what
the Iliad, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I read a book in a minute though. I ain't read a full book in a minute. Yeah. When you listen to music, sometimes do you ever think about what this person writing this song, like who they're talking to?
It all depends on what it is, man. If it's like some real. See, I'm toxic though. So if it's some real foul shit, like if homie really threatened to do some real bad shit to you, the first thing come to my mind is like, damn, what he doing? Who he talk to?
But I'm saying, like,
why you want to do that?
What's like who? What crowd is that person trying to, you know, bring along in? Like when the Beatles made this song, who were they talking? Were they talking to the young women? Were they talking to? Were they talking to? Young men? Or are you talking to like the older men or the older generation? You know, sometimes you be talking like you'll make a song like when Whitney Houston made I believe the children are well, she didn't know what she's singing. Teach them well and let them. She was talking to the kids and showing them like, look, man, this is we believe in you, you know what I'm saying? And she was also talking, that's one of them songs that talks to everybody. She was speaking on to the people who have kids, and she was inspiring them. She was inspiring the kids. She was inspiring, you know, whatever. Sometimes.
What if she just was singing the lyrics that somebody wrote for her and she didn't give a fuck who she was talking to?
I think that's what makes some people great. That's what makes people. I mean, I think there are people like that, but I think there are different people that speak to a particular crowd on purpose.
Have you ever wrote a song to speak to a particular crowd?
Yeah.
I haven't.
If I'm thinking like, okay, man, this song right here, I'm talking like people who don't do this thing right here, like let's say you're making a song about basketball, right?
Yeah.
You can make a generic song, basketball is my favorite sport. I like to do the dribble down. But if you start talking about my backspin is like so-and-so and start being intricate with your descriptions of the way you talking to people who know basketball. You ain't talking to the novice fan because they be like, what are you talking about? Double backspin, or what are you talking about? Big dog like Glenn. Who's Glenn? You know what I'm saying? But a basketball person is like, what? Because Glenn was a cold nigga. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, yeah, you talk. I personally feel like I've spoken to a particular crowd in a song before.
I've realized that Dame Dollar is referenced more in hip hop than Steph and LeBron. Is that a coincidence? I mean, does his name just like, does he have a catchier nickname that rhymes better in rap and hip hop? Is it because he's a participant of hip hop as an actual rapper? Is it because, you got Dame Dollar, Dame Time? He's just that cold. Like, what is it that makes him get more references in hip hop songs than you would a Steph or a LeBron?
I don't know. I'm just saying that I feel like Steph got a bunch, even though Dame might have the most, and like Steph don't have a lot. Like there's a lot of Steph. Like I give you 30 in your chest like Curry. Like it's a bunch of those, and it's a bunch of like you get 3 old like Curry. Like it's a bunch of lines that people use with the 30 and the Curry, and shoot like Curry. You know what I'm saying? I shoot from anywhere like Curry. It's a lot of lines that have been used for Curry. Not saying as many as Dame Dollar. And there's a bunch of I'm the king like Braun, or
I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't heard too many LeBron. And it's not me, I'm not being a hater. Mm-hmm. I know there are people who listen to this podcast that think we hate LeBron. I'm not being a LeBron hater. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard that many LeBron James hip hop references. I have heard them. I'm not saying I haven't heard them. I have heard them. I haven't heard as many as Dame Dollar though.
I don't know.
Or Kobe or Jordan. You're gonna hear Kobe.
I think like Jordan. First off, Jordan has way too many mentions. He a different level. Everybody mentioned Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dame Dollar probably behind Jordan, Kobe,
maybe Shaq.
Yeah,
I think it's like Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, then Dame Dollar.
Nah, it gotta be somebody else in front of Dame Dollar. Cause
who?
Let me think. Oh, D Wade.
Nah, I ain't heard as many D Wade references as I have Dame Dollar in rapping.
Oh, hold on. You think it's more? Hold on. You think it's more Dame Dollar references than AI?
I forgot about AI. But see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like AI has the same little situation as Dame, because that's young Joel's rapping. That's the original Joel's rapping. You know what I'm talking about?
It's probably AI, Jordan. They tied, and then Kobe, and then maybe Dame Dollar, or
who's the better rapper, Dame or Shaq?
Dame.
Cool.
I think.
Who's the better point guard, Dame or Steph? Who's the better point guard? Not the better shooter, who's the better point guard, Dame or Steph?
It depends on what you want your point guard. You want points or you want dimes?
I want you to tell me what you think your prototypical point guard is.
Yeah.
And
for right now,
who you personally? It ain't got to be for right now. Just personally, between Dame and Steph, you're starting a team.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have other pieces, so you're not just gonna have that person.
Yeah.
But you really want a legit point, an all-purpose point that can do everything. Out of those two, who would you want to go with?
I mean, Dame nor Steph is stopping anybody, bro.
Well, I didn't ask you that.
No,
I said out of those two.
I had them too. So it's like it ain't the defense separate them. Both them niggas wet. Of course, Curry a little more wetter than him. Curry might have better handle than Dame, but Dame got a handle. So where Curry, I don't know, bro. They about the same, man. About the same, but like Curry got dimes. He be like 7 a game, and Dame like 7 a game. But Dame got that ice water in him. Curry got 2 though.
Yeah, I don't think people say Curry the greatest this and that. I'm not saying he's not better than Dame, but I don't think he does anything head and shoulders better than Dame where you would want to have him over Dame.
I'm saying he shoot better than Dame, so he get more points than Dame.
Yeah, but I mean,
Dame get to the rack.
He do,
and he finish on top of your head. That's the thing. That's the thing. His game. The thing that Dame don't. Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
But Dame a little bigger than Steph, though, right?
Yeah. Dame kind of colder than Steph, though. Now, we think about it. He got, but then, yeah.
So I think if you take Dame out of that whole situation he's in Portland, and you put Steph in that situation, I don't think Portland is better.
No,
I don't even think that they have a ring. I think you probably still have the same outcome that you have right now.
Yeah,
if not a little bit less success. Because Steph takes some bad shots. Like I think Steph.
Yeah, so does Dame.
Yeah, but Steph would just keep jacking shit up.
Steph wet. That's why. Because I'm the wettest dude. Like it's not that he one of the top 3 wettest dudes, if not ever. When you top 5 wettest shooters of all time. So shit.
All right, let's try this now. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Hold on, man.
Got the player back.
The Hawaiian shirt on.
Fuck the shirt, man. I like this first 48 back. I mean, it's this what's it called? Documentary style.
You know what? It do look like he ain't one of them docs like one of them. So yeah, the first time I seen him coming down the street with a machete, I knew it was trouble.
I was gonna say, and then after I got out for the 4th time, I decided, you know what? No more fucking 6-on-6 sex parties at Bob's house.
Why is it always Bob?
Bob's always guilty, man. I've never heard of a guy that's named Bob, but you didn't think he was. He did it.
Like it's never Terrence. It's never like, yeah, we went over to Terrence's house and it was 6 strippers doing coke and they all died. It's never Terrence. It's always Bob.
Bob and Weave.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the structure or the calling of a song, right? And so I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, like certain songs, they call out to all parts of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like little kids can get it, adults, middle age, like, and some songs are for specific, like they're directed, like, you know, like, what's that song with by Journey? Open Arms or whatever, right? And now I'm not you, but open, whatever, right? He's talking to the women, you know what I'm saying? He's telling the women, this is how he's not talking to dudes, but then in other songs, even though it might be a love song, he really talking to dudes and like, this is how you should get down with your woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? On some like, hey, bro, you do this. Or if it's, you know, I feel that's like sometimes people just target an audience and is wonderful to just guess or try to figure out who they're targeting. For me.
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with all this.
I was asking, can you think of songs or just time or artists that call out to a particular demographic or a particular type of people, and it's like, but it's universally accepted, like, man, that guy almost did something really, 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 really bad. Ooh, that guy that's canceled. I probably said that, but I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say off air though. But oh man, we've been off the air. I probably said what I want. Oh boy, ooh wee. We'd have been FCC would have came and fought. Like, hey, sirs, yeah, we heard the line that guy said. Yeah, don't ever get online ever again. Ever again. Oh man, that was really bad. Whew.
I'm lost, bro.
Yeah, man. It was.
There's 2 of us.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not the only one. Just making sure.
Yeah, man. So I was gonna come to Reno a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the wife, man. You know, the wife's a flight attendant. She flies around America, and she had a trip in Reno. Like the second time she had a trip in Reno. But I had some prior engagement. Man, they racing tonight? I had some prior engagements to go to, so I couldn't go. So how was Reno? Do you like living in Reno? Is Reno a nice place to live?
Man, that's a loaded question. I like Reno. The only thing I don't like, to two things I don't like is every few years it snows a fuck ton. Like the winters are pretty chill. There's just enough snow to like, oh, hey, I can make a snowman. This past winter or this current winter that we're going through right now, you know, we're like, oh, hey, we're gonna get some sun. We're gonna be cool. I'm gonna be able to ride my motorcycle to work. Nope, get like 2 feet of snow over a weekend, or not even a weekend, like Thursday to Saturday, and it'll be snowing one day, chill for Friday, flurry Saturday, and then dumps a fuck ton on Saturday night. So you really can't plan to do shit. The other thing is there is almost no food variety here. Nothing against Cali Mex food. It's just there isn't any Tex-Mex out here. You cannot find brisket to save your life. No. Decent brisket. No. There's one soul food place, and granted, a lot of convenience store, gas station places sometimes do have some bomb ass food, but this soul food place, they say they're from Louisiana, but I think they learned their recipes online. Like I don't think their mammy taught them how to make it. I think they just read a recipe online. Hey, we black, so they're gonna love our shit. No. Yeah. I mean, they get their Kool-Aid and their tea right. That's about it. It's just the lack of food variety and all this stuff.
I know it's not racist, but it sounded so. If I didn't go with this guy to Mickey's to eat, soul food, I would feel some kind of way. but I don't. I'm like, he's being honest. He's like, he knows what he's talking about, so he's not saying it. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, and it ain't like I'm a one trick pony. I mean, I like Mickey's, I like Just Oxtails. I go, this is it, Houston. Yeah. You know, I know my soul food. I love soul food, but yeah, it's kind of sad out here.
Man, so I know I had a colleague that was an older guy. He went to Reno every year to go ski. So that's why he went to Reno. Do you participate in the skiing and winter sports and stuff like that?
I haven't done that, not since I've been here now. I used to snowboard back in 2000, 2001 when I was in upstate New York. And I like snowboarding. I just never, for me, it's like I'm a cheap bastard and I don't want to rent skis or snowboards or whatever because, that's money I'm throwing away when I could buy some. But then at the same time, why buy it if I'm only going to do it every now and again? So it's like, just a catch-22. Why spend the money if I'm only going to do it a few times? And I don't plan on staying here. Like I'm trying to get out of Reno this year. I want to move down to Vegas. So
I want to move to Vegas so bad. I would definitely move to Vegas because I feel like it's always something going on in Vegas. I can wake up at 2 a.m. and just go find something to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely want to move to Vegas. I want to I want to do the snowmobile thing.
No, I'm laughing because we're showing our age. It's like we're going to wake up at 2 a.m. because we don't stay up till 2 anymore. We go to sleep early. We wake up at 2, take a piss, and I'm going to go back to sleep.
100%, man.
Or I'll be like, I can go down to, the Taj Mahal or the Flamingo. Sorry, I'm thinking about the Flamingo.
Yeah, man. This is the extent of my outside life or my clubbing life. I found a show on Netflix I liked, and I was watching it, man, and I was binge watching it. And I looked up, and it was like 5 a.m, and I had been up all night. And I was like, oh, shit. It's going to be a long day. I did that twice in a row. I was dangerous, bro.
I mean, on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge, man, on the edge. I want to go snowmobiling, but after Ken Block died, I'm afraid because I'm like, he does, or he did, way more dangerous shit than me and was an expert at half that shit, and he died on a snowmobile. I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill myself, so...
I've seen some horrific crashes.
You're gonna die doing something. You might as well do something you like. Now, if you're afraid of it, then don't.
I don't want to die in my 40s on a snowmobile because I was trying to do a wheelie or something.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even do that on a motorcycle. Like, no, I'm too old. It'll take me too long to recover, even if I just hurt myself. So no, just ride my bike to work, do my little thing. I don't try to do anything special. Try to do no stunts. No, too old for that.
Man, when are you too old to try a stunt? I'm asking the question. I'm thinking I still try stunts.
What kind of stunts do you try?
I mean, I try to go dunk every now and again.
That ain't no stunt.
That's a stunt in my age, bro.
I'll do a handstand. I can do a cartwheel, but I'm not going to go try to do a wheelie on a motorcycle.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, anytime you're putting strain or stress on your body at this age, that's a stunt to me because I'm like, the cartwheel might not end the right way, man. I might be out for a week or two, man. You know, so there's like a 1.7 or what it used to be a 0% chance you could land on your neck sideways. Pop, I'm like, ow, you know, when you 15, 19. But once you by my age, man, I hit the curve wrong. So I'm like, oh man, my knee messed up.
You can't do a cartwheel?
I can know how to do a cartwheel, but you know what I'm saying? I don't. A cartwheel is something that I only do. You have to dare me twice.
No, I do a cartwheel right now.
It's not in the space right here.
Well, no, not right
Yeah,
here.
no, there's no room here.
I've seen you do a cartwheel before too, bro. And
You've never seen me do a
I
cartwheel.
have seen you do a cartwheel.
You 100% have never seen me do a cartwheel.
I know I've seen you do a
I
cartwheel.
100% know you've never seen me do it.
I'm almost sure I have.
I'm almost positive you have not.
That'll be. You can do a cartwheel, bro.
I can do a lot of shit that you don't think
I just
can
asked
do.
the question, man. I ain't never asked you about a cartwheel. I forgot to.
Well, that ain't no shit you should be asking me if I could do a car. Like, what kind of random shit do you say, Dub, can you do a cartwheel?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Do you know if I can do a cartwheel?
Oh, I don't doubt it. You probably can.
I'm saying, but I didn't say you couldn't. I'm just like
You 100% just questioned if I could cartwheel.
I asked it, but I'm saying you never asked me if I can do a cartwheel.
Yeah, because I have faith. I have more faith in you. I'm pretty sure you can do a cartwheel.
Can you? So you can do. So everybody here can do a cartwheel.
Yeah.
What about a round off?
In my mind, I
Roundhouse?
think I can still do it.
Yeah.
In my mind, I think I can still do a round off.
Forward or backwards? Like I'm not talking about the two-hand round off. I mean, just
You talking about just the running, you jump like the pre-tuck and flip.
there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
In my mind, I still can do it.
I think you can do it. If you can do a cartwheel, you can do that.
In my mind, I still can do it.
Yeah.
So I used to be a gymnast, though. I don't tell people that. I actually took gymnastics. So
I mean, I did too. So you know, I
No, you
understand.
didn't, bro.
How you gonna
No,
tell,
you didn't,
bro? I swear to God.
What years? I don't want to shake hands.
My kindergarten and first grade year. I stayed in Spring, bro.
That's what I thought. Where you from? Spring or Third Ward?
I'm from everywhere. I'm from Houston, man.
Oh, okay.
But no, that was what to do, man. In Spring, Texas, man. They had
Wait. What happened? Man, pause. Hold up. Because like, I don't know when the last time I was on.
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But like up until that last time I was on, like 10 toes down, Third Ward is what Boogie would always say. JB, up Third Ward. I'm from the Tray.
yeah.
So what happened from the last time to now? Like we need to talk about that. Like what I'm from
Yeah,
Houston
we'll
now.
talk about it.
Because man, look.
Book a flip flopper, man.
No. I realized, you know what I'm saying, maybe some help with this guy, that I do have roots all around the city, man. Like I didn't my second year of high school, my third and fourth year, I was on the north side. You know what I mean? But I still stayed on the Third Ward. You know, so I went to school in South Park. I was working you know what I'm saying? So I got roots. I got roots in A-Leaf now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a Houstonian, bro. I'm okay with that.
I'm a Houstonian too, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Houstonian from Heron Clark, Texas. That just happens to live in the Cashmere Gardens area. You know what I'm talking about? You, however, are just a Houstonian from Houston. And I feel you, bro. You're a Renaissance guy. You're from everywhere.
I'm saying that every part of Houston I go, man, I'm comfortable. I feel good, man.
I am too.
I feel good, not because
I feel 100% comfortable anywhere in Houston I go.
I know you do. I'm saying, and I'm not asking I'm telling my reasons. I feel comfortable because I know, like I got people here. Okay, oh man, I had experiences with people here. My imprint is on the place, you know, so I can, oh yeah, man, I was if I see somebody, I can reference the history of this area in some way. And so oh yeah, okay, yeah, you know. I'm like, yeah. What's up, blood? See, you know, job turkeys out here doing it.
Yeah, you are old enough to still say job turkeys.
Mental health, man, mental health. Since you just said I was old saying job turkey, it means you must be crazy. Nah, but mental health. What do you think? Okay, so I really get on people about this all the time, and if people say I be tripping, I'm always like, man, we don't take mental health in the United States serious at all, and like we really penalize people who are mentally unstable all the time, and it's like I always look at it like, if I got a cold, how you gonna punish people having a cold, man? How you gonna be like, your nose running? Stop your nose, man. Your nose, man. You got a nose? Your nose running? Like, those are the symptoms of my disease. So if I have mental health, the symptoms of my disease and my actions. Just because those actions might be severe in certain situations, you can't treat me differently because it's not fair to treat me differently. Because if I didn't have this illness, there's a higher chance that I wouldn't do that. But people don't have that feeling like, oh man, nah, you knew better, or you should do better, or he using that as a crutch. Like that's a cold lick, man. I understand it's hard to understand, but I was like, that's a cold lick to me. And one of the examples is the kid that just beat the teacher up or whatever. He's supposedly special needs, and so of course this first when it first happened, like he needs to be in jail and blah blah blah. And there was teachers coming out saying that's why I don't deal with kids with well because they out of control. And it's like, no, they ain't out of control, man. It's that they out of control. And so when they do these kind of things, it's not necessarily out of the same reason in bed that you would go to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. So there's like three ways I could approach this or talk about it. So one, we could talk about just mental health in general as a society, like just worldwide. And the reason I don't think that it's such at the forefront or even talked about or even pushed is the same reason that we have the two-party system, the same reason that, systemic racism and everything that we got to deal with in the world still allowed to happen, because the more we're at against each other, the less we can grow as individuals and as a society. So why would Illuminati, whatever, the people that are running the world, allow us to be actualized, to be able to have better mental health, to be able to live a life and be happy with each other and try to improve ourselves, because that doesn't put money in their pockets. The other way is with teachers. Teachers are taught to or trained to teach kids to pass standardized tests, not to think critically, not to think for themselves, not to be able to be adjusted members of society, but to be worker bees in the world, to be able to work service industry jobs, to be able to clock in, show up on time sometimes, and do their work. And then the other way is, if we try to do that and be better for ourselves, if we did take mental health seriously, we could solve a lot of the problems that we have, seeing each other as human beings, seeing each other in relationships, knowing that, hey, there's something going on with my partner, let me talk to them, instead of, oh, they hate me or they're cheating on me, and jump into conclusions instead of having conversations. So, I mean, there's all kinds of ways we could attack this.
What you think, Debular?
I don't know. I don't think people get the proper help they need when they're going through these mental health episodes. I think some people are afraid to admit they have mental health issues and get the help because they feel like they're going to lose some civil liberties that they have. As far as when a person commits a crime and is suffering with mental health, I think it all depends on that person, what they're dealing with, and what crime they commit. The person who has mental health but goes on a killing spree, I don't know how you don't put them in some sort of institution. But I also don't know the solution to it as well, because I don't think they should just go to jail because they weren't truly aware of what they were doing. But that person is also a risk to, society, being out, being safe. Like, I can't just shoot up 12 people and say, well, it's mental health and I get a pass and go to the psychiatrist once a week. Like, it has to be a little bit more. So how do you govern that difference as well?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Like, why does it have to be more? Is the severity of my actions, is that a direct correlation of my actions? And I can see that. But if I'm telling you, I wouldn't, like, if you wouldn't have gave me that pill, I wouldn't even done this, man.
But all right, but the other piece is, when you talk about mental health, that's a broad scope as well, because I can be someone who's doing a 9-to-5 daily grind, and my nose is against the grinding stone, and shit, I'm fucking depressed. And so I go out and commit a crime. I know what I'm doing before I do it, but I'm depressed. So now I blame it on mental health.
Well, I think that there's a level of mental health. Like, you're not just depressed.
But let me ask you a question.
You're clinically depressed. It's a difference.
But is that a form of mental health?
Is it? I'm not a doctor, but I would say yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's not that I'm like, if you're so, not you, but if a person is so depressed about something, right, that and their body does a chemical shift,
Yeah.
then now this I'm not thinking I'm mentally ill. I'm not calling it mental health. I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally ill. Now you didn't gave me this pill because that's what everybody else take. I came to you. I did the right things, man. I'm having these thoughts, man. I need something so and so. Well, we give more people this for that so and so, and you give me that, and it don't jive with me. It make mine worse. So now I go out and do something. So now you're gonna tell me because I did this thing right here, and that person got killed, I gotta have a harder degree of punishment when.
But in a harder degree, though. I don't.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna tell me you're gonna hold me accountable to that crime as if a person who didn't have mental health like you gonna lock me up. But the series of events that made me do that was out of my control. I couldn't control it. And I came and told you, man, I can't control this, bro. And what you and you gave me something it made me worse, or that I didn't react to you right.
So do I lock you up before you do something?
No, if I'm not. I'm just
no. I'm not. I'm asking because at some point, at either point,
yeah,
either I'm trying to prevent you from doing what you did, or I'm trying to fix it after you did it.
I'm saying if I come to you with the issue, what has to be understood is the importance of it. Because if we were handling it like when things are going wrong, and we address it the proper way, people stop doing that wrong, right? If we saying that we want people to stop killing each other, and we come to them and be like, stop doing it, they might not do it, but we come to them and be like, look, man, when you do this happens so and so. If that's how you need to make money, let's make money right here, so you don't have to do that. If we address the issue, don't do that the correct way, not just trying to handle it and saying I'm gonna lock them up. I'm not saying what you say, but not just handle it without any reinforcements and what's the word they call when you go to jail.
Reform?
Yeah, being not reform, but
rehabilitation. Whenever someone,
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. When you go to jail, you should have some sort of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And it should fit. In your case, if I'm a person with mental health issues and I committed a crime and now I have to go to jail, no, I don't think I should just go sit in jail, and just sit there.
Yeah.
There should be some sort of rehabilitation going on. But I mean, I don't.
But so if I sit in jail for 2 years and they now we have a show shot pill that kills this. It's 2020 now.
What you mean? I'm confused about that.
Listen, they got Lexapro now, right? So Lexapro, whatever issue you had, Lexapro makes it go away. So now that chemical imbalance that you would have, you don't have no more. Are you free to go now?
After you serve whatever time that you were given, yeah. Well, I don't think the pill is a. I don't know. The pill is confusing me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm saying that they have drugs that they give you when you diagnose. They have drugs. Now those drugs sometimes they help, sometimes they harm, and what I'm saying is they harm because even if it might work for 5 people, it might not work for 3. It might do the opposite effect for 3. So now
you can say the same with any type of treatment, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, right now, most time when you come for a treatment, and I come to you for a treatment, I don't leave that treatment worse. I leave a little hip. I got a heart ailment. I come to you as a heart doctor. I don't leave with my heart finna fail more. I leave with my heart getting better. I did something. I gave you something or showed you exercise. I don't give you something and you go home and like, yeah, your heart shrunk 15%. Like, what? I'm going backwards? I think we're going way too deep into it, but.
No, you got. I think with all treatment though, you have to also want to do the work. So, you can say, I'm depressed or whatever, I have PTSD, whatever it is, and you go into it and y'all get treatment. But then if you also don't take the steps to do the work, then it's not going to necessarily work out for you. And I also feel like I can't, and I don't think you're saying this. I also don't think that people can kind of say like, I committed X, Y, and Z crime, or I did this, and it was the mental illness issue. Like the mass shooter who tries to call mental illness all the time. And some of it just you're a bad person, bro. You need to be locked up. And if you have mental issues, well, we can help you out with that while you're locked up.
Gallo, do you believe in addiction?
Yeah, I believe in addiction.
Dub, you believe in addiction?
I'm addicted to a lot of stuff, bro.
how much do you think, like, do you believe that there's a level of chemical that can feed your addiction more than, like, I'm addicted to caffeine and they come out with Coke that doesn't raise my addiction level? Or is that not a something that enhances my addiction? Are there things out there in the world that, like, if I'm an addict of so and so, I gotta literally stay away from that at all times? Because if I don't, one person might be strong enough to do it, one person might not. Like, it's levels to it. It's a spectrum of addiction, and some people have to, like, no, I can't go in the club no more, man. Because every time I go in there, I beat somebody up. Some people go in there like, I can't go in the club no more. Every time I go in there, I leave with a girl. I can't. I did. You know what I'm saying? So, walking down that street, if I have if how come I can't have that same feeling with mental health, where I have like a tick that makes me off, or makes me not even off, just saying it makes me think differently about things that I can't control.
I think to that is education. Like for me, like I was an intercourse addict, and to me, when I was in it, I didn't see anything wrong with it. What's wrong with me hooking up with 5 different girls 5 days a week? Like it was just like, I'm being a man. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's my role. And even when people would tell me, I think there's something wrong with you, man. You're always running through these women. I was hearing that in my 20s and my 30s, my late teens, and I was like, whatever. You're just jealous. You're not me. It was me just blowing it off. You're a hater. And it wasn't until I heard a conversation, which just randomly, that I was at a Celebrate Recovery meeting and heard this guy give his testimony about being on drugs. I forgot what drug he was on, but his excuse for using is he wanted to feel better. He was having a bad day. He was lonely. He wanted to get over something. Basically, he didn't know how to handle his feelings, how to deal with his feelings, negative feelings, also mental health issues later on that I understood. And every reason that he gave were the same reasons that I would go hook up with a chick, because, I got into a fight with my old lady because, she didn't, give me any praise, or she didn't, just, tell me, hey, you look good today, anything. And any woman that would give me that type of attention, I was like, oh shit, well, let me reward her. Let me give her some dick. And so for me, when I was in it, you could not have told me, oh, you're a sex addict, and I would have believed you. There was nothing that would have made me believe it until I hit that moment. It wasn't some people, some addicts, they have to hit rock bottom. Others, they have to have that epiphany. They have to have that moment of clarity to be able to see, oh shit, there is something wrong with me. There is something that I need to do and deal with. And it took me a while, even after I came to that realization, hey, there is something wrong. I wasn't ready to start working into therapy and going into fixing myself immediately. It still took me a while to process, okay, there is something wrong with me. Maybe I can fix myself. Maybe I can take care of it. Maybe I can do it on my own, trying to justify my own addictions, justify my own behaviors. So eventually I got into therapy. Eventually I realized that mental health was a problem. Mental health was an issue that I had that I couldn't admit until I was older and more mature. And that's the thing, is that as a society, especially males, we, Black males, Latino males, we cannot show any type of weakness, because, your friends are going to make fun of you, because society's going to see you as weak. You're going to be soft. You're going to be called a faggot. You're going to be called a bitch. You're going to be called a pussy. All these things that's the last thing you want to hear, even though they're just words, but we allow them to infiltrate our mind. We let them judge or determine our actions. And it's not until we're ready. So even if you recognize that you're an addict, you're still not going to be ready to try to work the process to feel better and be a better person. So even it could be therapy, it could end up being pills, it could be anything. But I know I have to be careful and be mindful of my feelings and what I think about, to not just, okay, well, instead of going and hooking up with this chick, because sex is part of a relationship, so you got to have sex. So then how do I not go down that slippery slope? Well, I could find something else to be addicted to, and get that rush of happiness, that endorphins. And a lot of different addictions, I mean, it is just either a carbon or an oxygen or I forgot what, but basically the chain of chemicals that are in your brain that react. Some of them are connected, some of them are loose. I mean, if you remember your old chemistry class, the mental chemistry of different types of addicts, from heroin, cocaine, alcohol, sex, all these different ones. I mean, they if you overlap them over each other, they look almost the same. There's just a couple that are open or closed in different areas, but an addict's brain is wired different. And so that's the same thing I would imagine with mental health in general, is that most of us, we're not ready to process that, either whether we're emotionally mature, whether we're physically mature, because you can't tell a teenager anything. They're not going to listen to you. They know everything. Everybody's stupid that's over 21 or whatever. So it's a huge problem to try to deal with. And there's no one way or one easy way to tackle it. But I think if we were able to address mental health as a society, making it, hey, you know, it's okay to try to get yourself fixed, then maybe we could start having those conversations and actually trying to get that thing done.
Mm-hmm. I think also, to piggyback what you said, it would also start sooner, right? If it's if it's in the culture, or in the, you know, if it's open if it's open that we want this thing to be better. When we see the signs, something when they're younger, we won't put it in the closet per se and let it fester. To now, that's a 21-year-old with these feelings that should have been dealt with when they was 7. You know, we saw what happened to him, or what he saw happen, or we saw where he was going. But man, that was. Can we get some hand claps for that response he had, man? That was dope. Man, I just had something very poignant in my brain and it fell out that quick. God, this is great. I forgot. Dub, I'm stuck.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot to process. I've had time to think about this for years. You know, realizing, you know, the definition of a man, or the definition that I thought of being a man, is, you know, getting it in as much as possible, because, you know, that's what I'm supposed to do. But it's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be, you know, have integrity and have my word mean something. When I tell my friends I'm going to do something, or anybody that I'm going to do something, that I'm going to come through with it, and they can trust it's going to happen. So.
That's tough. A lot of times, you know, the parents who are raising kids, they're dealing with their own mental issues and trauma as well, where it's hard for them to identify things that are going on with their kids. So a lot of times that's where you get, you know, young adults who are 21, 22, who are dealing with trauma from childhood because their parents were still trying to work through some trauma. And everybody's just trying to work through their shit. And our society as a whole is kind of like, I mean, I've been guilty of where it's like I don't deal with my shit at the time. I just keep rolling, and I'll deal with it later on because I don't have time to stop to deal with it. You know, I got to keep pushing and do this and do that. I've been fortunate enough to be self-aware of some things that I'm going through and just shut it down and be like, look, I got to deal with this, you know, before I flip out and slap the shit out of somebody or things like that. You know?
Man, that's wonderful you said that, because the next thing that Gallo, one of the things that we spoke about, talking about, was self-improvement. And so once you understand that you have, or once a person understands that they have something they want to work on, what are some of the steps, people, or resources that you use to, you know, not to hold on to it too long, but I know sometimes what I might do, which might not be the best thing to do, it might fail me, is I might think to myself, okay, well, let me go fix me, right? Let me go look out and find the answer that sounds like I think, as opposed to go finding the answer that's going to fix this. You know what I'm saying? So how do you, what are some of your resources that you use in self-improvement, or to search for self-improvement?
So personally, just going through when I was working with my addiction and trying to figure out how the best way to get therapy was, at first, I was actually going to Celebrate Recovery for different reasons, like just hanging out with a friend or meet up with a friend. And so I didn't have any chemical addictions. Like I used to look down on people that had drug addictions. Like, you know, how can you be such a piece of shit? Yeah. So I wasn't going to hang out with them. There was alcoholics, like I don't really drink. Like I might drink 2 or 3 and I'm done. Like I have a strict 2-drink limit no matter where I go, whether I'm the designated driver or not. So none of the other groups really stood out to me to like go hang out and kill time with, other than the sex addicts. But in the Celebrate Recovery group, most of those guys either had addiction to porn or they had an addiction to sex workers, either hooking up with them or just being able to go talk dirty to them. So then I'd sit there like, oh yeah, I masturbated 3 times today to porn or whatever. Like, for me, masturbation is like, it's almost as bad as a drug addict. Like, how can you be so fucking lame? Why can't you go get some pussy? Like, what's wrong with you? And so, like, for me, masturbation is, even now, I have like a thing against it, because like, why go do that when I can go hook up, right? And so I didn't go to Celebrate Recovery to start. I went to go find a therapist. So luckily at the time I had health insurance. I had a therapist that was covered in there. I just had to go pay my copay. I went to go see a therapist. And for me, it just didn't jive. It didn't work out because, it was a therapist that they'd already gone through college, whatever. But for me, they didn't know what I was going through, what I've done and what I've experienced. Yeah, they knew on paper. They read a book about it. They know, what they should say or how they should try to treat me. But in my mind, they didn't actually know what it was like to have an addiction. So I couldn't work with them. Like, I tried 3 different ones, figuring, okay, this one didn't work out because, they're an old ass man. This one doesn't work out because he's just out of college. So it was kind of like with Goldilocks. I was trying to find the right fit, didn't work out. So I decided, fuck, therapy's not going to work for me. So then I tried Sex Addicts Anonymous, and at least in the few groups that I went to, for me, those guys are just like white knuckling, like, oh yeah, man, I didn't have sex today, and so I called my sponsor and we went and chatted, and we were talking about I was having all these thoughts about having sex and going doing this, but I knew I shouldn't because I was going to disappoint my friends and disappoint you guys, so I didn't do it, man. And they're just like, they can't get it out their brain. They're just sex. They couldn't shut the fuck up about it. Yeah. Or some guys would kind of slip and fall and do some fucked up shit. And I'd be like, well, he's not as fucked up as that guy. And, it just, for me, it just didn't work out either, because I wasn't learning anything about it. I was just, shit, just don't do sex. Okay, fine. You come talk to guys that I didn't have sex. Well, I got to have sex at some point with a girlfriend if I had to get in a relationship. Yeah. So I ended up going back to Celebrate Recovery. And there, I was able to work through all the things and issues, go back as deep as I could to find out old traumas, old things that I felt neglected growing up, some of the things that I felt that I missed out on. And having to be an adult at such a young age, having to bury my mother, having to make the arrangements for my mother when I was a teenager. Boogie knew this when we were in high school, like that year that I disappeared. That's because I went to go live with my father after my mom passed away. And having to have all that weight on my shoulders to be a man. Well, shit, now that I'm a man, I get to do all these things, this man shit I get to do. And realizing that was not a healthy childhood, and realizing a bunch of other things about myself, that if I have a need, that it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I want a hug. You know what, babe, can I get some cuddles? Can I get this? Can I get that? Whoever I'm dating, to be okay to ask for affection, where most guys, we just either accept it whenever we happen to get it, because most of the time in our relationships, we're not ones to initiate affection other than trying to have sex, because if we do, we'll be seen as weak. That's just kind of like the mindset a lot of us grew up with. And so realizing those type of things to improve myself so I'm healthy mentally, to be able to deal with relationships without trying to go overboard and having sex and having depraved sex and doing some crazy shit. Yeah, it's okay to do that if it's mutually desired or mutually wanted. But if you're pushing your partner to do some crazy things just so you can get off because you're not able to go sleep with all these different women, well, that's not healthy either. And so moving forward with that self-improvement, I've personally, what I do is I'll go to scholar.google.com, and anything I want to learn, I'll say, instead of doing a Google search of self-improvement, mental health self-improvement, you're going to get all these random ass articles that some of them will probably be pretty good, like WebMD or whatever, but then you'll get some kind of stupid ass article from Cosmopolitan or Men's Health or whatever random ass website that wants to talk about mental health, but that's not their specialty. Yeah. If you go to scholar.google, what you're going to find is theses, like people that are going to get their PhD, they submit their thesis, it gets put up on their college website, and scholar.google searches for all of those. So you can get basically a dissertation of mental health, of whatever you want, a subject matter you want to learn. Now, I don't read the whole fucking thing because it's boring as shit trying to read an academic paper. It's like just trying to read a bibliography. But what I look at is the abstract, and it's kind of like the hypothesis of what they want to talk about or what they're going to try to discover as they go through this whole thing. Then I read the conclusion, and then I also read the footnotes or the citations. And in there, I'll look for books, I'll look for authors, and then I'll go search that on YouTube. And I'll get interviews from, or watch interviews about the authors, about the books or whatever, or get someone do a synopsis of the book. So then I get a better idea of what all this person did. And so, yeah, it's a little bit of legwork. It's a lot more legwork than just typing in mental health, self-improvement, because anybody can do that. You're going to find all kinds of answers, but you're not going to find peer-reviewed things. You're not going to find things that have some substance. A lot of the stuff that you're going to find on Google is going to be opinions or blogs or whatever, or editorials. So this way you get somewhat of a college education without having to go to college. And so you can improve yourself in any fucking way that you want without actually having to go to college, without having to do all the research other than typing in some searches or even cutting and pasting once you get the thesis down. And so for me, that's my way of doing self-improvement, of not watching big booty bitches twerking on TikTok or Instagram or doing these reels or whatever. I try to improve myself every day in, any random subject that I want to learn about or have a conversation. You know what? I don't know about that. If I have a conversation with a coworker, with a friend, you know what? I've never heard about that. Let me write that down. And then at the end of the day, I'll go search it and get a deeper understanding about things. So then that way, whenever I have a conversation or go on a podcast, I can talk about anything.
What do you do, Boogie?
Oh, yeah. Nah, man. Lately, I've been on my physical side of it, getting back in physical shape. So being active 6 days a week if I can, 5 to 6 days a week, post being active with, young people or whatever, actually going to a gym and, getting some reps in or whatever, and getting up and down the court with those 20-year-olds. And I guess emotionally, just, calming down a little bit and just seeing like I feel like some of the disagreements I have with people or in situations or, it's just I might have got somewhere quicker than they got. And not meaning that I'm better or anything. I'm just saying that I got to this conclusion quicker than they got to it. Like, I understand that there's some caveats in this where we're getting to, but the logical end of it is going to end up here. So I'm going to talk about here, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I know it's shit here in the middle that, well, this going to go sideways, but at the end of the day, it's going to be here. And and that's where we're going to have to build and start from. But anyway, all that being said, it's like I try to just self-reflect so I can project the most palatable, the most relatable side to others so I can learn from them, you know what I'm saying? Because the more relatable you are with somebody else, the more information they're willing to share, you know what I'm saying? And the more information you can get from somebody that you didn't know, now you know it, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, it can spark like you said, you can be talking with friends and they say this, that, oh, what's that? Boom, boom, boom. Now you have a whole new set of interests that, So, yeah, that's what I've been doing or trying to do. And, yeah, that's about it, yeah. I was just telling Dub before I was like, this shirt, it was kind of tight, man, because the gun's kind of coming back out, and I'm going to feel real silly being anti, guns, like and mine are out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So they be like, you wearing shoulder pads? Like, no, boy, shoulder pads, man.
Someone asked you if you was wearing shoulder pads?
Yeah, man. They were like, the football game's over, bro. I'm like, what you talking about? Shoulder pads? I was like, look here, Dirk. But yeah, self-improvement, man. You ever thought about times when somebody told you something from trying to help you or trying to like give you insight, and they were being, well, you assume they were being genuine, but then when you're like, man, that guy was wrong. That's the worst. Why'd you tell me that? That's the horrible advice. You ever got real bad advice?
Of course, I've gotten real bad advice before.
Like real wholehearted advice, but it's just horrible. And then you gotta see the person next day, like, man, did you put the eggnog inside the fish hole?
Well, see, I don't know. I don't know if I can say I've gotten that horrible advice where I regretted doing it. I've been in a situation where I got some advice and I thought I was wrong advice, and I didn't execute it the way it should have been. And when I went back and redid my execution of said advice that I was given, it worked out. However, I do gauge the person who's giving me the advice if I'm going to take it or not.
You tried to tell me to mix Mountain Dew with something one time.
I told you to mix Mountain Dew with Miller Lite is going to taste like apple beer.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very good idea or advice if you are a fan of the apple beer.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan of apple beer, then don't do it because it's not going to be good anyway.
Well, not that I'm a fan or not fan, but I never took that. I feel like that's some horrible. Like I feel like that advice would end horribly for me. Not whether I like apple beer or not. Just like I'm like Mountain Dew and Michelob. I don't know, man. Now you could be totally right, and I'm not doubting your. I've drank many of the drinks that you made in lifetime. So not that I doubt your, overall drink making skills, but that concoction right there. I don't think that's a good idea, brother.
Well, no, that's the same thing I said, and I didn't make shit up. Like I literally was, I was watching TikTok, and it was just like redneck dude. He was like, "Hey man, get you some Mountain Dew and some Miller Lite and taste this shit, buddy." And he did it. You know what I'm saying? And then the other dude was like, "Oh shit, it tastes like apple cider." And I was like, "Nah, that's cap." So I went to, I got up from the sofa, went to Kroger's. I got some Mountain Dew, I got some Miller Lite 6-pack. And I said, worst case scenario is the shit is trash and I have 5 more beers to drink and a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and I'm good for the week.
Yeah.
And, I half and halved it up and tasted that shit and it tasted like apple beer and it was fucking delicious. And so I drunk that shit for like a month straight.
See, I know you're a conspiracy theorist and whatnot, and and you don't understand what just happened to you, do you?
See, the goal is the goal is to be open-minded about some things.
You don't know what happened to you just now, huh?
What happened to me? Tell me what happened to me.
They use the oldest trick in the spy book. So what they do is they implant a thought into your mind by making it seem like it's comical and idiotic, right? So you're like, but it has enough validity to make you want to try it. Now, they know when you do this concoction, they know what it does to your brain, right? So now when they want to do something to you, all they got to do is push that special boom because that concoction that's in you has unlocked a part of the machine that they have made to turn you into a mindless drone, bro. That's the first page of the book, man.
Hey, Mountain Dew and Miller Lite could be a catalyst for that?
It could be the catalyst, bro. I mean, I don't know how many spy books you read, but that seems like that would be the first page of the How to Be a Spy book. Ways to turn a person into a mindless slave. I
mean, before this, I've had Miller Lite and Mountain Dew in a cooler at the same time, and I've drank them simultaneously. Like
you drank Miller Lite and Mountain Dew together for no reason.
Who?
I mean, you said Michelob and Mountain.
I said Miller Lite.
Oh, but you drank them together?
Well, I've had a can of Miller Lite open and a bottle of Mountain Dew open as well, and chased one with the other just on at the family barbecue, and I wanted some soda and some beer. I didn't consciously mix them into one glass until the redneck guy told me to. It was pretty good too. And then I saw they had, but the other pieces, I drink apple beer though. So I like the Strongbow, apple cider or the hard cider. I've drinking the Busch beer apple version. It was all right.
Every listener. Every listener.
Whoa. Time out. You're not drink shaming because I've seen you. I've seen you.
No, listen, bro. Let me pick what I'm saying. Let me pick what I'm saying, man.
Okay.
Every listener needs to watch the video of this. The video. Because there were times when the face that Gallo was making was the thought that I was thinking 100%.
When?
It's a bad idea. I'm not saying that you're not a good drink maker. I'm not saying I'm applauding your drink making skills. But when you said that you drank a Mountain Dew and a Miller Lite just at a barbecue because you wanted to have a beer at the same time.
I've had them both open before, but I like drinks. I do.
Okay, that's unique, brother.
So you've never had like a beer and like a soda or something like open at the same time?
I usually don't cross sodas and drinks like at the same time. Like you might have
that's a mixed drink.
That's,
like, but I'm not saying it's not a good idea. My face was more of like, I don't like beer to begin with, but there's like so many extra steps. Like, why not just go buy your Strongbow? Like, I like Strongbow or Stella cider, or even the Angry Orchard. Some of the seasonal stuff they got, like the mango is pretty good. But I'm just like, that's a lot of extra steps when you can just like go ahead and buy what you want.
No, you can't. You can. And so after like the second 6-pack of me doing this, I said that like, it's some bullshit. I might as well just go buy the Strongbow for apple beer. It was just the fact that someone was like, wow, man, Mountain Dew and Miller Lite tastes like apple. I was like, that's cap. It can't taste like apple. And it kind of tasted like apple. So
you know what? Also, you didn't know that that's like spy trick number 2. Like the voice, like certain accents, they make you listen. Like every time somebody gets talked with a slow drawl, you have to pause and like, that's purposeful. That's a plot by the government.
So what happened when the a little attractive chick that had her titties out told me to mix Hennessy and Stella Rosa together and it tasted good, and I did it and it was trash?
You're not gonna make me say anything about women in Women's Month. I know that. That was a good try, though. That was a nice try, brother. That was a good try, buddy. You tried to get me to say something negative about the females during Women's History Month, and I'm not going to do that. Shout out word to Barbara.
They got a whole month.
Got a whole month.
Day.
I found it out this literally. I learned that 2 weeks ago at the beginning of the month, and it was like Women's Month, and I wasn't being an asshole. I was like, it's Women's Month. And then someone told me, well, we don't appreciate women enough. They don't get enough, recognition. I'm like, bro, Mother's Day is the bomb, and no one cares about Father's Day. But I don't know. Is there a Men's Month? I asked that question too, and someone told me, yeah, every 12 months is like 12 months out of the year is Men's Month. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I just know I ain't like the voice you gave the people who was trying to advocate for women. You gave them, why can they been like, blah, 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 blah. Why they had to be?
That's just how the voice is in my head. So clarity here and transparency.
Oh, okay. No, but
I projected how I hear it in my head.
I got you. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. If you think about it, that's crazy, man. You ever thought about the fact it's like sometimes we're okay with things, but like it just takes one person to like, that so and so, and then we're like, damn, I hate that.
Nah, I'm okay with a lot of shit that some people not probably,
Yeah.
I've been called toxic, so I try not to let people sway my opinion about things.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm human, so
Yeah.
you might be able to point out some atrocities that someone has done that I might be a fan of. I'm like, damn, I can't like them no more because I didn't know that was a dirtbag like that. But
like when they say stuff like, the Germans, the Nazis started Adidas, you're like, damn. Yeah, it's Nazi money right now. It's like, damn.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop wearing Adidas though.
Like, damn, man. Like, dang. Nah, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping about me. I'm not tripping about them having. I'm tripping about me being that attached to something else that got nothing to do with me, to where I'm like, it affects me. Like, how am I mad that I can't wear Adidas, man? Adidas ain't never did nothing for me, man. But I'm like, dang. Yeah.
Wait, what's going on with Adidas?
Well, the two Nazi brothers started. I was Adidas. Yeah, I think you're right.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think two Nazi brothers started Adidas, or is it? Yeah, Adidas.
So what if they founded it? That's kind of like going with the whole thing of like, oh, don't go Chick-fil-A because they hate gays. Like, so what? Like,
well,
Go donate money to gay, anti-gay things, whatever. Like, we're not going to please everybody, so get over it.
It was like,
and that was years ago. It's not like they're continuing to propagate Nazi whatever. They fucking dropped Yeezy for him making some anti-Semitic shit. So what the fuck?
Which is ironic.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what some people were upset about. How they kind of treated Yeezy or Ye or however the nickname is, and they're like, well, your company has roots, German roots in the Holocaust, so how can you be this judgmental over an opinion? I don't know. I think a lot of companies, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I try to judge people and things on what's going on right now, opposed to what happened 80 years ago. If you start judging people on what happened in the past all the time, you're going to find an issue with everything. I'm pretty sure there's so many companies and products we use. If we take a deep dive into it, what they used to represent probably horrible, and we should stop using their products.
But I'm saying, do you think just because they used to, like, and there's one train of thought that says, fuck that shit. That shit was 2,000 years ago or 200 years ago or 50 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But there's also a train of thought thinking like, this is how they really still feel. They're just putting a blanket on it, like they taking my money and funding things to off me, or funding situations that's going to put me in a more fucked up spot. Like they really trying to they're trying to do what they did at first in the corporate manner now.
I just think it goes back to, like I said, what they represent now. If that's what they represent now, and I have tangible proof that that's what they're doing, then I can choose to support it and not support it. I'm not going to stop supporting a corporation because of something that happened with their forefathers when they started it 100 years ago. Do they represent that now? What do they represent today? You know.
And then, but I'm saying, how deep do you go? This is a question. How deep do you go to look? Like, do you surface look? Do you like, well, I ain't seen nothing Nazi about Adidas, and I'm just being hypothetical here. I'm saying I ain't seen nothing Nazi from Adidas in the last 20 years, 30 years, so whatever. But then when something comes up with the Nazis, they funding it the whole time. And then you'd have to go back and find, like, you can't, it's not gonna be front page that Adidas supports Nazis. But then when you start saying all these shell companies that Adidas funds that are Nazi companies, like, you can put two and two together, right?
Okay.
I mean, do you dig that deep to past? I'm really asking. Do you dig past surface level to see what's going on? Does you just like, oh man, I don't see.
That all depends on if it's that important to me. If it's that important to me, I will. If it's, I'm not going. Things like that, I'm not digging past how much these Nikes cost to put on my feet. To be honest with you.
So
I'm just be honest with you.
So and I'm saying
now, if I hear something, if I'm casually going through my news feed and I see something kind of suspect about Coca-Cola, all right, I'll dig a little deeper and see what's really going on, and see, well, they're mistreating this demographic of people in 2023.
Yeah,
that might change my opinion of how I do business with them. But
I feel differently, but that's okay.
Because Coke used to have cocaine in it, I'm not gonna stop doing it because I'm anti-cocaine.
Nah, but I feel like that a level of there's a level of expectancy when you're talking about certain companies and what they did or what they're doing, right? And so I'm like, just because, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I'm also like, if I'm knowing something is going, I'm torn. I feel it's funny when people say I'm talking about social injustice in a pair of Nikes, because I'm like, your problem is a problem to you, but you're comfortable with somebody else's problem because it benefits you, right? And so I always feel torn about that. So it's like the level of I try to let the level of my knowledge dictate how I feel about it as opposed to the level of my concern. Because why would I be concerned with it? Like, why would I be concerned about Chinese kids? Like, nobody in my family is Chinese. I don't even live in China. But then in the same breath, I got these shoes on my feet that Chinese kids made, and they being forced to do it. And so when something that happens to me that I don't like, I asked the world to be like, look at this wrong, man. Look, y'all, you know what I'm saying? They asking the same question. So me supporting the people that imprison them, I'm about casually working with them, right?
That's caring too much, though. I think. Like I give zero fucks. If it doesn't directly affect me, if it doesn't fuck with my paycheck, I don't care. Like I don't care about any of the causes, anything that pops up on my feed. Oh, you want to donate to this? Oh, you want to donate to that? No, I don't like kids. Fuck them. They can die. I don't give a shit. You know,
them kids.
Fucking, you know, the Chinese kids. Fuck those Chinese kids. Fuck all kids. Like, fuck, we're overpopulated as it is. Fucking let them starve to death. I don't give a fuck. You know? So it's like people want you to care so much. And if you don't care as much as they do about a subject, then you're the worst person on earth. Well, fine. Fuck you. Think I'm the worst person on earth. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. You know?
I feel that though. But I feel like I don't feel the same as you feel, but I do feel like the world needs the spectrum of people, right? You can't have everybody. Like, it's one thing to be like, I have a cause, talk about my cause, blah, blah, blah. To bully my cause on you, when you're not saying fuck my cause, you just say I don't care about no causes, right? So it's like, it'd be different if you're like saying, fuck your cause, this cause over here is just. That's why I'm not fucking with yours. But a person like you saying fuck everything, like, how can you not respect that, man? You gotta respect that because you're not choosing sides. You're just saying you choose you. You know what I'm saying?
But another thing is though, when you say that, what's morally right or what fits your moral compass over here, it might be totally different for somebody over there. So somebody halfway across the world, what's morally right for them in their society that's working for that society.
Yeah.
That might be morally right for them. It might not be morally right for you.
How?
What you mean how? Because
they saying they saying.
Oh yeah. Because morality is not a broad brush that you can paint across the board. There are things that you believe that are morally right that I don't, and vice versa.
But I'm saying, if I'm telling you, if you saying that over here it's morally right to oppress me, and the person that's oppressed saying, "Bro, no, it's not." That's what they said, not what I said.
But who's saying it though?
Whoever getting oppressed, shit.
I'm just saying, a lot of American companies look at it, they're outsourcing a product. And that product they're outsourcing over there, it's legal. I ain't breaking no laws.
I can look at it like shit. I ain't make them kids homeless. I just gave mama dope for 2 years straight and knew she was that strung out. Just because I know for a fact what the adverse effects
but that's going on. And again, that could be someone's moral compass. You have someone that says, look, you're a drug addict, you want to use drugs. I'm not making you use the drugs. I'm just supplying whatever drug you need.
That's what I'm saying. The kids is saying,
whoa.
Okay.
So I'm not making you take the drug.
Yeah,
now, what happens to you and your family because of the decision that you made to take said drug, that ain't on me. That's on you.
That's what I'm saying. But the kids are saying, man, we being depressed, man. When you give her this, that messes for me. I don't do drugs. I don't do. And you hold up. And you telling me because her morality is to have these kids with me on drugs, then they got to suffer for her morality.
The kids have to suffer because of the bad decision that their parent made. That decision ain't got nothing to do with me.
So what I'm saying. So you saying the kids have to suffer because the parents' bad decision?
I'm saying the kids are
fuck
suffering
them kids.
because of the
That's
parents.
what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm telling you, the kids are suffering because of that parent's decision. Well, let me finish.
Okay.
The kid who is the kid of the alcoholic is suffering because of that parent's decision to be an alcoholic and to drink excessively.
I agree, they are.
The kid is not suffering because of Hennessy or Budweiser or whatever. They're not suffering because of the companies. They're suffering because of their parents' poor decision or choice.
No. I'm saying I said they're suffering, and I asked you. I said, do the kids have to suffer? And then I want to say after that, I'm saying, so you can say Hennessy. I can go to Hennessy. It's like, hey man, my dad can't take this, and he's addicted to it. He can't stop drinking it.
Okay.
So because y'all keep making this stronger and stronger, if y'all can make it the regular way, it's cool. But y'all,
that's bullshit.
I mean, y'all doing more to it, so he gets.
We ain't doing more to it. What you talking about? There's not a thing.
You can't.
You're still going at it wrong. Yeah, I say Boog's wrong. You should go at it instead of the kid going to trying to go to Hennessy to convince them to stop. They should go to their parents and try to convince them to get their mental health taken care of.
But hold up. What I'm saying is, Hennessy is okay with their product killing dad because dad's paying them, right? So they don't give a damn what dad do as long as he pay.
Exactly.
And so Hennessy is also okay with kids being fatherless because Hennessy is okay with kids doing this.
It's not true at all.
Now you're extrapolating.
Yeah, that's some BS. That ain't
I was
true
saying,
at all.
like, if I'm a Chinese worker, and I'm working under this Chinese law, as the worker, I'm saying I don't like these laws. This is actually oppressive. In your country, it's oppressive. It's not oppressive here because the people who are oppressing us say it ain't. That's the only people who say it ain't oppressive because you agree in your country, if we did this, it'd be oppressive. You agree. You've already said your morality says that's not moral, but then you're okay with me being oppressed because you're getting money out of it.
I didn't say I'm okay with it, but it's just two different laws in two different countries. So
I just don't care. I really don't care. I don't give zero fucks.
It's like, so for me, I wouldn't say I don't care about people being oppressed, but I will say it's so much other stuff going on that Jesus, this is a professional podcast.
I was trying to drown you out. No, I'm trying.
Yeah, I know, right? No. So I would say that I you gotta pick your battles, man. Like I can't change the world all at once. So I gotta control what I can't control.
One man can change the world.
I didn't say that was impossible, but I can't control it. I can't change everything at once.
One man can. I didn't say it, but
out of all the fights,
I hear you.
Out of all the fights that I can fight for kids in China, it's probably kids in America I can fight a fight for.
I'm just saying that I think that just like group mentality can be a positive thing for a community, for people's, group mentality can also be a negative thing because if everybody if there's not a section of people who be like, hold up, man, I know it's over there, but if we all agree that this is oppressive, if they're taking advantage of these people, and we doing business with the people taking advantage of the people, why would they ever stop taking advantage of the people?
The government is taking advantage of them.
That's what I'm talking about. Why would the government ever stop taking advantage?
But our governments do business together.
I asked you a question. Why would that government ever stop taking advantage of the people?
They're not gonna stop.
So I'm complacent with them being oppressive to the people because we do business. But what things like NATO say is like, bro, we've all come together, man, and we all know what's a universal wrong and a right. So we all agree, even you say that we shouldn't be killing kids, but you can kill kids when it comes to your stuff. Like, no, we can't do business with you, bro. We can't fund that. We embargo, bro. Now we ain't supposed to.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
If you feel
see what makes NATO the arbiter of morality? Who makes them who says that they're morally right for the entire world?
Well, it's us. Because, we come together though. We all come together and like, man, look.
No, we're not. You can't make everyone come together. There are so many different religions that we can't make everyone come together. On top of that, you're opening up a can of worms.
Okay.
Because with the whole Rothschild and the fucking World Bank, the reason a lot of our wars would say, oh yeah, our wars, we're going to fight a war here or there because they're oppressing their people.
I don't know if Boogie believes in the Rothschilds.
Because they don't want.
He thinks I'm not.
I don't know if Boogie believes in the Rothschilds.
But one could argue that the wars we have in the Middle East isn't so much about because of oppression, about terrorism or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's because they don't have a world bank and they don't have a way to be controlled by the currency.
Yeah.
We're not be able to do that with China. There's no fucking way we can do that with China.
Yeah.
We can't really do it with Russia other than doing embargoes. Mm-hmm. But even so, I would say that countries that don't have a world bank are better off than we are. Mm-hmm. In China, you can survive on, I don't know exactly, but let's just call it $100 a month. $100 a month, the family can live well with $100 American. Here, we haven't been able to do that since the 30s. And inflation keeps fucking us. How do we get inflation? Because of the World Bank. Because the government decides, oh, hey, inflation is okay, 3% a year, every year, nonstop, plus or minus a couple of points. Doesn't matter because that's showing progress. And that's capitalism. But that's screwing us where we can't afford to live in our own fucking house by ourselves without having roommates, without having two jobs, without having to live somewhere in the ghetto or some badass part of town. So, who's to say we're allowing other people to oppressed? I would say we are being oppressed because we allow NATO and we allow the World Bank to govern us because we want to run on this currency system a fiat currency system as opposed to having something that's backed. And every country, every empire that's run off of a fiat currency has failed.
Well, do you think that, okay, in that vein, do you think that we are just like them in a different way? Because we're being oppressed, but we, the people that living under the government, are not the ones that are they're saying, hey, do these things to keep the government strong and keep our lives fucked up, right? So there's an element to saying that China is complacent with our inflation being raised, and all China's complacent with that, and the people being oppressed because they doing business with whatchamacallit. So when I'm like back to the square one, like I'm saying, it takes the people to get rid of the petty issues and come together to be able to dictate, hey, government, man, like this is what we got going on. So eventually there'll be more people in the government because they have to die out or whatever, and you got new blood, they got to get voted in, things like that. You'll get new blood, man, and it'll be a better. But you know, that's wishful thinking, I think. But
well, think of it this way, Dub. Why do you buy Nikes? Why do you buy some shoes?
Strictly because I like them. I like the way they look. I like the way they fit on my feet.
And that look, now let's just say you didn't have internet. You could only see those shoes when you go to the shoe store. You can go to the shoe store once a month.
Right.
Would you still want to get those shoes because you chose them, or are you more influenced by what other people want?
If I only could go to the shoe store once a month, I would probably buy them by what I see in the store that I like.
Right.
I would be lying if I said I'm influenced by social media. I'm a label hoe, and I like to search and scroll and see shit flashing from. Oh shit! I didn't know those was coming out. Those pretty fire. I gotta have those.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm trying to get at, is that we're oppressed in a different way. We see freedom, that we have choice to do whatever we want. We have choice to spend our money, but we're bombarded with advertising. We're bombarded with social media. We're bombarded with all these different things that push us to essentially just buy and consume, just the way like that movie They Live, and I don't know if it's by design. I don't know if it's pushed or propagated that way. I mean, we do know that Twitter had government influence and had their fingers in the pot. And so how much of what we've gotten through social media and social influencers have been kind of orchestrated by the CIA or the FBI or any, one of the other agencies, other government agencies, and all of this to keep us from questioning our government, to keep us from, having a voice or trying to have a voice in our government. Because sure, on paper we're allowed to. We can go to Congress, we can go to DC, we can go talk to our senators, we can talk to our congressmen. But a lot of times they don't give a shit what we say. They don't listen to lobbyists.
Right on. You're 100% correct.
But watch this. Who was in trouble with the U.S. and they were trying to make a big fuss about Twitter and TikTok? Who was controlling? They were saying, "Oh yeah, China's controlling what is shown in certain places and steering people towards certain advertising, because like you said, being bombarded with the ad, a person who's all the way woke or all the way out in the dark, whatever, sleep, whatever. Either way it goes, you're being bombarded by ads and images and imagery, and they're controlling what you're seeing. So even if I ain't looking for this, if I see it 1,000 times, eventually I'm be like, man, let me see what's up with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Human nature. And I'm hitting you with the subliminal shit, with the shit like I'm making this next color, the next color sway of the next commercial match with the last commercial. So now when you think about this, I'm thinking about that too. And they get real funky and be like, do the products. Where them hoes is like, it might seem totally off key, but it's like this product goes with that product. And I just showed you that shit 4 times in a row and 4 different commercials. Then you're like, damn, I need some Comet. I need some red rag.
Hey, did y'all see the video of the QAnon shaman? Like the new video that surfaced on the January 6th insurgents, where
No, I haven't. So to be like clear or whatever, I deleted TikTok, Facebook, everything off my phone. The only thing I have is I'll look at YouTube on like a private browser because I want to learn. Oh, hey, you know what? Like I said about earlier, of when I want to search for authors or whatever, that way I don't get an algorithm set. Oh, hey, you always look up these authors. You always look about this type of topics. So that way I don't get as influenced. I'm still getting influenced. I'm not going to say I don't. Oh, yeah, I'm better than anyone because coworkers, they're talking about TikToks. You're talking about the QAnon thing. So I still hear things get, filter through eventually. There's no way I can avoid it unless I just don't talk to anyone and live on my own. Yeah. But, to avoid that, or as much as I can, on one hand, it's good that I don't get influenced like this. This is a thrift store shirt. I didn't go out and buy this at any store. I go to thrift shops because I don't like getting bombarded with shit and paying. This would probably be like a $40 shirt. I have no idea. I don't even know who the brand is. I just saw it. I liked it and I picked it out. And so that's what I try to do is avoid influence. I mean, I still got some stuff. I got Houston Astros jacket that I bought years ago, and I got other, name brand things, but I've been slowly trying to avoid that and do it on my own. So back to the shaman thing. What's going on? Because I have no clue what's
about. It just, like during the insurrection, we all thought that they just kind of barged in the Capitol and was just running around, doing things that, I don't know. We just thought they were running around unhelped. And so the video has surfaced where not only are they being helped, he's being escorted by Capitol Police. They're unlocking doors that were locked. They're showing them where to go. They're pointing out where they want them to go. It's almost like he's thanking the Capitol Police for letting them have this insurrection. It's almost like that someone told, it's almost like I always thought it was staged. It almost comes across like the whole situation was staged and they were telling him where to go, take this photo up here, we're going to take this video of you there, do this speech on the floor here. It was just crazy. And I think the guy got 4 years or something like that in jail.
I think it was staged and then it got out of hands. That's how people died.
No, I just think it all was staged. Only one person died. That one white girl got shot in the chest through the window because I think that she ran up on the Capitol Police that wasn't a part of the plan. So it was telling to see the video of this guy being escorted by the police, but then you're seeing what the chaos looked like the day it happened. We thought they were just running around putting their feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk when I really think they were told to do that. I think the whole thing was orchestrated, to be honest with you.
Could it be AI?
No, it's not AI.
Deepfakes?
Yeah.
There was a
deepfake is scary to me. Deepfake is scary as fuck, but
because it's almost real time. I mean, it has some I've seen with a second or two latency. Others I've seen that have like about 20 seconds. But even then, the way we get our news, it's not like we get our news live instantly most of the time.
Yeah.
It's news reporters talking about, something happened here. There was a plant explosion. They go stand outside of a plant that got exploded, and then you see fire trucks in the background. You don't see a lot of news as it's happening, other than maybe car chases. But for most part, it's stuff that already happened.
Man, they got a couple of, content creators, comedians, and they do parodies of news clips. So one of their more popular ones is, excuse me, there was a daycare where all the staff wore scream masks to scare the kids for Halloween, and the kids were like crying, like they scared them to death, like for real. The parents were mad and stuff or whatever. And so this YouTuber has a clip where she inserts herself as the daycare, one of the daycare people. And she's like, yeah, them kids was bad. Y'all act like, y'all ain't seen this. And people think that's real. You know what I'm saying? It literally says, Shanae News at the bottom. It's like, she has like 4 or 5 of them in different situations. But, I mean, people, just today, Whack 100 said that Jay Prince was in federal custody, right? So people were like, y'all ain't tell me Jay Prince went to jail, to the point where he had to do a video in Arizona saying, man, I'm not in jail. But because the way they receive information, like you said, is so based on word of mouth and it's always like a day late, or it's like deepfake is, yeah, man.
So is that a testament to people just not doing their due diligence when they hear stuff online, or is it a mixture of that and the fact that our news source is not as reliable as we think it is?
It's like you said earlier, people, like both of y'all said, it's to different extents in different situations. People don't give a fuck. So it's like they don't. If I don't give a fuck, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. I'll repeat it because it's entertaining and it's momentary, but I'm not gonna do no research. I'm not even gonna look up, type in FBI J Prince. I ain't gonna do that shit to see that hoax or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Or you actually probably could type in FBI whatever J Prince or whatever, and you could get 3 more fake reports because somebody saw someone reported it, and a couple more platforms reported it.
Yeah. And then, like you said, it's crazy because there's an information race all the time from all the platforms, whatever it is. So they hear one thing or see one thing, and it's a race to get it out first to get those views, because those views equal, of course, advertising. And we had 1,000 views last week.
I mean, TMZ
it's not about being right. It's been about being first, and then on top of that, depending on the outlet, they're biased. There's not a meme, but like a chart that shows kind of like these news stations are on the left, these news stations on the right, and the ones on the left and the right, some of these are extravagant and kind of stretch the truth, and then these are more based in reality. And then in the middle, you got the closest thing in the middle, I think, is like NPR, but NPR still leans a little bit left. So it's hard to be able. You have to watch both sources or multiple sources just to kind of get a right answer is what's going on. And even then, I mean, do you really care what's going on in Oregon or whatever? Like, I don't, without having TikTok, without having Facebook, without having Instagram, my news, quote unquote, I get it from you guys, from anybody I talk to. Oh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? I'm like, okay. So I get their version of what they saw, but is that what really happened? Who knows? Because you didn't see it. So, I don't care about the world in general. Because if it ends, fuck it, I won't know until it ends. If there's something happening in outside of Reno, if there's something happening in Houston, I won't know about it because it's not affecting me. I'm not in town. I'm in Reno, but even then, anything that goes on, other than like traffic affecting my way to get to work or affecting the price of gas, how's it really bothering me?
What is NPR? What is that? Is that like is that what Rush Limbaugh used to be on?
National Public Radio.
National Public Radio.
Why you over your job rating, bro?
Because, man, I said the same thing.
No, you said BBC.
I said the BBC's on NPR, bro.
No, see, you didn't say anything about NPR.
I said all I listen to is
you said you listen to BBC.
Yeah,
and all I asked you was I said what American networks can I listen to? My question was, well, do I listen to multiple? Because one side is skewed and the other side is skewed, so I listen to both to try to figure out actually what's in the middle. And then you told me the BBC.
Yeah. And I've also said that you have to listen to multiple to get, a well-rounded but BBC. But anyway, it's not here or there. Yeah. What you were saying, both of y'all were saying that it's layered. It's layered. It's very layered. And for me, it's the opposite. I like to know. So, like, I'm very much an information whore. So I really do like. If I care, like we had a conversation before, as far as when new music comes out, I don't like everything that comes out. I don't like but I do try to find time on Thursday night, Friday, to listen to 10 or 12 or half of 10 or 12 albums that came out that week. So then when somebody asks me how was it so and so, my conversation is not going to be, oh, I heard or I felt like. I can be like, oh yeah, well, this is how I felt about it, because I listened to this much of it, so it's not just me hating on me. I'm saying this because I listened to it. They might like it, or it might be for that crowd, but I don't, or I like it, but this is my so I can have a honest opinion about something, But that's how I feel about everything. Everything.
You don't feel that way about everything, though.
Why wouldn't I?
You can't, though.
Why not?
Because some of these things are passion projects for you. So music is a passion for you. So music is something you're going to take a deep dive in. So, the person who has time to listen to 10 to 12 projects between Thursday and Friday that come out, and you do that on a weekly basis, that's definitely a passion project for you. If you have that much passion for something, you can't have that much passion for everything. So you're not taking that much of a deep dive into everything.
Yeah, yes, you are. Well, you're trying to, because like I was saying,
I'm not trying to. There are things I'm passionate about. I'll take that much of a deep dive into. There's some things I'm not that passionate about. I love music. I'm passionate about it, but I like what I like. So I'm not gonna take out the time to take a deep dive. And it's not knocking you. I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't take out the time to take a deep dive into music for these five projects that drop today, because that's gonna be a little tedious and time consuming. However, I'm passionate about cars. I might take the 3 hours to take a deep dive into this new model of whatever is coming out. I'm passionate about shoes. I might take the 3 hours to take a deep dive into these shoes that are coming out this month, things like that. It's hard to deep dive in everything.
The reason why I say it's not very well. The reason why I say the different view I have on that is that first off, what makes it easy for me is I can listen to music while I'm doing other things, right? And for the most part, I just take all those times in the day where I wouldn't be doing anything, because we fuck off a lot of time doing dumb shit, as human beings. You know what I'm saying? It's times where we could be more productive. So times where I probably wouldn't be that productive, I got the music going, and I can do something else, and I can investigate something else at the same time. If the music is playing in the background and something snaps to me, and what's that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. Now mental note. I'm not stopping and playing. I'm just mental note, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? If that happens 3 or 4 times, this album got something. I might listen to the whole album through that day or through the next couple days. If it don't, next one playing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still multitasking all the time, and it keep you sharp, because now I got to hear something and function. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, and you can do that with everything. Like, because everything that happened in the day, what, huh? Dang, I'm deep diving on something that happened in the day, and the music's still playing in the background. So through my whole day, I multitask.
Okay.
I love how Dev's like, whatever.
No, I said okay.
I get it, but it's just kind of like the way reading the room or reading both of y'all is kind of like, okay, whatever, just shut the fuck up, Boog. But he's not going to. So it's easier for you to say okay, because it's not going to start another different conversation.
See, when I say he says okay, and that's how it sounds, he's like, man, all I said was okay. All I said was okay. But I'm like, bruh, it's very much a Herbert sounds like shut the fuck up.
No, I just shut the fuck up, because I get tired of arguing with you about shit. So to not argue with you about shit, I say okay. And if I don't have an issue with what you said, I just say okay.
But they sound the same. That's all I'm saying.
Man, get the fuck over it.
See?
Shit, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like it's really your fault. Some of it.
See, man, it's got a blamer right there.
No, I'm not a blamer, bro.
Finger pointer.
Yeah, whatever, nigga. I don't care.
A good friend of mine always talks about the basketball. I'm sure you'll know this from Gallo, but I familiarize with the situation.
Keep going.
The basketball gods, right? So the basketball gods, they won't allow you to do certain things sometimes, right? You can take your time and try to like finagle a situation. It might be, let's go get the best player in the world, put them on our team, and we're gonna win, right? Something's gonna happen. Something miraculous is gonna happen. Some shit that never happened before ever is gonna happen to fuck it up. You might win one, but you're not gonna, like LeBron James when he went to Miami and he was like, we're gonna win 4 or 5, 6, 7. And nah, man, basketball guys came in and old ass Dirk Nowitzki beat him. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant just went to Phoenix, so it's Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Ayton. They have a super team. Kevin Durant comes in, you know what I'm saying, first couple of games, 25, 30, they beating people. First home game in Phoenix. First home game. In the warm-ups, slips down, twists his ankle. He's out for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Basketball guys came, boom. Nah, man, it's not gonna be that easy, man. I can't just. Y'all might win next year. Last year James Harden and when them went to New Jersey Nets, and like clockwork, man, just basketball guys. Nope, he gonna tear his ACL. Nope, he gonna find Yahweh or some shit. He just gonna leave. Basketball guys said, no, not this time. Aaron wears glasses. I think, man. I don't know who to thank, man, but I can see, man, and I got friends that can't see, and I might make fun, but that shit got to be kind of horrible, man. I guess like my knees or my patella tendons are always strained, and that's how it would probably feel if you have eyes that don't work at full capacity. They always strain. It always hurts. Am I right?
No, my eyes don't hurt at all.
I don't hurt, but not being able to see from a distance. What is that like? Or are you far side, near side, far or nearsighted?
Man, I had a humbling revelation. I went to the eye doctor yesterday. Now that you brought it up, and I have to wear progressive glasses. So how she said it was what pissed me off at first. She was like, you know what I'm saying? You used to be, because I got astigmatism.
Okay.
So I used to have an issue with seeing far, and I could see up close.
Yeah.
And so, I find myself recently, I'm like, yeah, doc, I'll be reading, and I'm good seeing far, but when I'm looking at my phone, I got to do some shit like this, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, well, when we get over our 40s, you have to start wearing progressive glasses because you need the, bifocals to see close and the other stuff to see far. And the way she said that shit, bro, it just sounded like I was old as fuck. Yeah, man.
Knock wood. I'm pissed that I'm down to 20/20 vision now. Like, I used to be better than 20/20. It's 5 and 10. Like what I could see. I could see, fine print 20 feet away, whatever.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing like normal people. I'm like, damn it, being old sucks. And it's just so knock wood. I mean, it's gonna get it's gonna get worse. It's not gonna get better.
Yeah.
We're gonna fall apart. But I'm glad that I don't have eyesight issues yet.
But you know what? A big thing for me is though. I am blind as fuck, but the digital stuff, man. So, like right now, I'm looking at all the computer screens. I can see people fine. I can see colors fine, icons fine, all of that. It's the actual like letters without my glasses. They're like a little blurry, bro. Like digital shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's because we look at computers and screens so much.
Man.
That's what fucks up with me. The digital shit for seeing like the digital letters and words and shit like that. If I'm reading a book, it's fine. But when I start looking at a computer for too long, yeah, man, the digital shit. But my eyes don't hurt though.
Yeah. Digital kind of a book.
Yeah.
So this is the Quran. The Quran.
Okay.
I can read it. I can read it fine from arm's length. It was he who spread out the earth and places upon the remembrances. So I don't know what the font is. I mean, you could probably, whatever.
That's far for us now.
I can from arm's length, I can read it. But my phone,
phone.
And the font is a little bit smaller. I mean, of course, you can't even see it, but it's probably like one or two smaller. You know how they go by twos, 10, 12, whatever. Yeah. So that font, the digital is kind of fucked up. Even though it's supposed to be a retina display and super whatever.
Yeah, it don't work.
Yeah, fucking digital. Fuck, damn.
That's the second guest in a row that's killed us on the background, bub.
What?
That's the second guest in a row that's that background has killed us.
Oh, like I said, man, the 2530 Media Studios is under construction. I'm at a standstill right now because I'm waiting on a couple of things, but it's all good.
We had a lady on here last week. I'm going to get to her first. But so I was trying to explain to the king who Miss Lit with Lee, who she was managing.
Yeah.
And before I was like, the dude that be doing, he's like, oh, you talking about Dimitri Reeves? That's my nigga. I was like, what? And so he's a big fan of the guy. We had the manager and she's an artist herself as well. There's a guy who goes around the country doing a Michael Jackson, Prince type impression, and is just trying to spread love, and he has a little speaker, a portable unit, and he this in the street, you spread the word, make it like a better place.
Oh shit, you're both in the same studio.
Huh? Yeah.
This whole time I thought that's a background because the way the lighting is, it looks like you got your chairs cut out, and I was like, okay. They just picked a random ass background.
Right there, man.
Because I knew that was Dub's background because I see him move and I see his reflection. Yeah. But just now when you raised your arm, I saw your reflection. I was like, oh shit, Boog's right there too. He's not just.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
Oh.
Nah, I've been torn between if I want to go out and get a legit studio somewhere or if I just want to continue studioing where we're studio. So trying to make these executive decisions, and I've been pondering this for a while.
Pondering.
Man, I was finna ask you a question, Bug, and you distracted me, man.
Oh man, you distract me with the word pondering.
Why? That's not a big word. That shouldn't be a distracting word.
I'm just saying, bro. When did you get old enough to ponder?
All the time. I was pondering when I was 16. What are you talking about?
Nah, I don't ponder. I didn't start pondering until my 30s, man. I wasn't pondering. I was thinking about shit when I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a little kid,
I've always pondered.
I ain't never pondered, man.
I would say get a pro studio, and then that way you could lease it out for other podcasters to do something, and just change your background because that's just paper, and you can change it. I could I don't have it set up right now, but I could do LED lightings, RGB colors, and change this background to look like something else. I know, like in some of my videos, you can see like it's a pink and purple background, but it's just reflecting off of that gray paper.
If Bookie wasn't here personally, I would have a way more flyer background and setup. But I don't know. It could be just me being me. It's weird, man, if the setup is fly and then we got to be so close where our knees are touching and then it's like an ambiance with the light. I don't want to set that mood with Boogie in the same room with me.
Which was funny because I was in that's crazy. Because in my head I was thinking, man, we can't get nothing fly because Doug gonna do some freaky stuff with Dominique in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feel weird because I'm like, this too fly. They ain't been in here, man. I know they ain't been in here.
I mean, it is what it is, bro.
So I almost agree with you, not for the reason why you agreed, but not for the reason you gave. Because we can touch knees, bro. It's not a problem, bro.
Man, I don't want to. Nah, man. What if we both got on shorts, then your neck and knee touching mine, bro? Nah, bro. No, sir. No.
Can't wear shorts, man. Speaking of pants, man, I don't want
to. I see them, bro, and I was really finna charge you up after the pod because we don't argue on the pod no more, man. I'm trying to not. It's bad potting. I listened to one of them and I really just berated Boogie one day. He deserved it though, but I kind of felt bad about berating him how I did. So I don't, I try not to argue with him on the pod anymore. I mean, when you press this shit up, what I'm talking about, you can hit your boy up. I'll pay for it.
Yeah, it was kind of,
It's always kind of like, see, this is what he do. He come over here.
So I never brought no gear?
With hair in it, yeah.
What you mean, bro?
The last shirt you brought me, all right, you brought me 3 shirts.
Maybe 4.
3.
You ain't got an Elite Sports shirt?
Okay, 4.
You ain't got a Heads Up Houston shirt?
No.
What, you got to follow the store?
No, bro? I don't have the Elite Sports shirt. I got 4. But what I'm saying is the last 16 Shots podcast shirt, one of them was like a crop top because it was, don't get that shirt no more. And then the other one was like a box. It was way too big. And then another one had hair inside the logo. But all shirts that you brought over, you was like, oh yeah, man, this just was a little something.
Okay, I'll talk about that off air too. Because I don't want to put nobody's business out there the way, it's not flattering. Man, I got a rep in the morning, bro.
So?
I've been repping.
What time out? You got a lot going on in the morning.
Always, yeah. No, that's why I told you. No, I know what you're saying, but that's why I was saying off there, I'll tell you. That's why I was telling you, I was thinking about, I'm like, man, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm going to make them plans. I might just keep my plans I got, bro.
We'll talk about it.
I got a question.
What?
for Gallo. How do you talked about your previous addiction. I notice now in our society more and more we're trying to normalize some things, like when it comes to kinks and things like that, that people were saying were taboo. We're trying to normalize it now. How do you operate in that space with the history that you had and how you move now? How do you operate in those spaces?
That's a good question. So yeah, I got into some crazy, depraved, kinky shit just because the more sex I had, the sex itself wasn't enough. So I had to do crazy shit, essentially, right? So now I treat that more like a treat or as a reward, and I do that with the partner. And whatever partner I have, that's more of either a potential for a relationship, either dating or I hate to say monogamy, because even then, like I don't think I can operate that way anymore. Just because with my wife that passed away, our relationship was ethical non-monogamy, where we essentially had hall passes. So she went out of town, she can do whatever she wants. I could do whatever I wanted in town. If I go out of town, I can do whatever I want. She does whatever she wants in town. And the way that worked was we had kind of rules, like no males in our bedroom or in our bed. And for her, or her rule for me, was to not do anything with any teammates that she played roller derby with. So it had to be, they could be former teammates, they could be teammates that quit, they could be whatever, but not current rostered teammates, right? And so with that, I kind of keep that applying now. So I still get to have my fun, but I don't have it as frequently as I'm used to, because I'm not in a relationship. I'm not in something monogamous, so to speak, because most girls, they want a monogamy. They want you to be with them and just them. Some women are okay. Yeah, you're seeing these other women. I live in this town, you live over there, or just because they have children, and I'm not going to date a woman or be tied down to a woman that has kids. Like, I'm not going to pay for them. Fuck them kids. I hate kids. I fucking hate kids. I fucking hate kids. I don't care if they're 10. I don't care if they're 18. I'm gonna walk around naked. Like, when I'm in my house, once we're done with this, I'm taking all my shit off, walk around naked. So if I'm going to be dating someone, I'm gonna be naked, because that's just one less step whenever we want to do something. So, you can't do that around kids. You can't be naked around kids. Even if they're your own kids, you can't be naked around them. So, back to the original question, the way I do things is just that I make sure that it's something that's going to be a reward or a treat for me when I'm seeing someone that has a potential for being something serious, even though it may not be the type of monogamy relationship that they want. It's not going to be the type of open-ish relationship that I want. I can still have my fun, and I'm not just slinging my dick around with every woman that I find attractive. Now it's women that I want to have something more with, something with a little bit of substance with them. So within the realm of the things that you do now, and if it's too personal, I always tell us to stop. So in the realm of things that you do now, let's say if you have one of those treat nights, you're with your female, you know what I'm saying? Do you go to the on-premises clubs? I'm pretty sure you've been to one of those. So I'm asking you that's how I got into it in the first place. Yeah.
Well, tell us about that.
Yeah. So, in 97, 98, I'd hooked up with this one girl, and she was a swinger. And so we were going to swinging clubs all around Houston. And in Houston at the time, I think there was 5.
Tell them how old you were. But tell them how old you were. You was a young man. You was like 19, 18, 19.
18, 19, yeah.
A young man doing that,
I've been doing dirty shit for a long time. So at swingers clubs, once a month, one Sunday or one Saturday a month, each swingers club would have a fetish night where the kinksters would rent the place out for their own stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that way it wouldn't put anybody out, because it's only one night a month at Club A. There's 2 on 1960. There's one on 290. Another one, Is it airport? It's
I think airport closed. Well, God knows about 290. 1960. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So 290. That one was that one was
closed,
like the
right?
crowd, like 40 and up.
Yeah.
The 1961s, they were both 20s to 40s, but mostly like mid 30s.
They still are.
The Southeast Houston, the airport one, that one was like mostly blacks.
Yeah, you gotta have your gun in there, bro. Gun.
And I forgot what the other one was. But anyways, so each one had once a month, they would have the fetish night. And me and this chick, we stumbled in there one night, and I'm like, oh shit. You know, you see all this crazy stuff going on. And I met a Dom, and he ended up becoming my mentor. And so through him, he would show me, okay, you know, this is how you handle a sub. This is how you're supposed to behave. This is how you're supposed to do this, that, and the other. And he didn't teach me terms. He didn't say, okay, this is called X, and this is called Y. So funny enough, I didn't learn about aftercare, the term, until COVID, watching TikTok. It's something that I do naturally. Safe words, another thing that I do. And of course, I knew safe words, but other things, I didn't know the terms for them. I just knew this is what you do in these types of situations. So that's how I got into the kink side. And nowadays, more when I go or when I used to go to kink parties or kink clubs, and there's blurred lines with it now, because the kink clubs are essentially just running one night a month at different places. Like Houston has basically one every weekend. San Antonio only has one a month because it's smaller-ish. And then here in Reno, it's not so much a club. There's three swingers clubs-ish, but there's a couple of bars that they close to the public, and you can only come in by invite. And technically you're supposed to know the password to get in. But, you know, they're essentially the same thing, kink parties, but they're not as they don't have all the devices there that they normally have as they would at a swingers club. So the swingers club would be like a fetish ball, where they bring in the St. Angel's Cross, they bring in sawhorses, they bring in all the extra stuff that they can do rope play, you can do hanging, you can do all this other crazy stuff. Whereas the smaller parties, or like now at the bars, is just you just show up in attire, latex or leather or all black or whatever, and you're just meeting like-minded people. And then, of course, even outside of that, the kink groups, people that know each other through Facebook or FetLife, they will meet up in person. They will meet up at Fuddruckers or wherever.
Or like Starbucks.
Or even Starbucks. Yeah. And they'll have a conversation. They'll kind of keep to themselves and talk about different things. And it's more of like, hey, you know, I heard you're into rope play. You want to try that out? Well, my homeboy so-and-so, he's a rigger. Let me put you in touch with him if you want to learn how to do rigging.
He's a what?
Rigger.
No, I'm joking.
Rigger.
What? No, I'm joking. You know how left I would go if I went to the door and it's like, it's a password night. I'm like, a password night? Oxen free, motherfucker. Like, I would scream bloody racism or something. I would be like, man, they don't want me to come in. I done seen 17 badass.
Most of the time they just say private event or private function. So then, you know, shit, I'm not part of the group, so you can't come. But even when it's a private function, you come in and say, oh yeah, I'm with so-and-so, or this is a password or whatever. So it's not like they're saying, hey, you have to have the password. They just have closed or private event.
Yeah.
I definitely am gonna start saying, like, there's two things I've started to do when I go places. Well, there's one thing I can make it two. One is I was telling the waiter, I'm like, hey, make sure you serve me well. I'm with the Illuminati, to see if that helps out. And then the other, now I'm gonna start just saying, I know the password in case you want to ask. Like, wherever I go, like when they come, like, you want something? I'm like, yeah, I know the password if you want to ask me.
Okay.
I know the password.
What happened when you said it in the wrong place and they keep rolling with you? And then you find yourself in a fucking closed door party you didn't want to be in.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What you gonna do then?
Whatever the password, I'll say if it was.
Because when them people get you in that closed door room you weren't supposed to be in, but you in there now, don't call me because I'm not gonna come.
You know what? I think, you know, you're a big black guy.
Damn. Okay.
I'm saying so.
Okay.
So you've had
saying pause now. Progress, man. Proud of you guys.
you've experienced before. Well, I'm gonna tell you, like sometimes when somebody is steering you somewhere where they don't think you should be at, they try to re-explain it to you on the way. Like, when we go in here, like if you go in here, it's gonna be like they explain. They don't want the big black guy to rage out. So as you get somewhere,
what you dabbling in, bro, they not gonna explain shit because they have
your mind coming out now.
They have
They have what?
They have safety set up for these type things.
I thought you were gonna say something like they got big black dudes where.
Nah, who am I? Tyler the Creator?
No, but I'm saying, I don't know. You never had that walk. I know you probably had it too, man. You going somewhere and like they don't think you belong there. So like, hey, man, I just wanted you to know that they back here.
See, all right, don't take a slight to it though. But that happens to you because you're friendly. You friendly, bro. I'm not the friendly one out the group. I never have been. I've always been the one. I've been the skeptic. So I'm like, hey, bro, what the fuck going on? You are the more friendlier one. So you would be the one who was walking down the hall and they explaining to you what's finna happen. I wouldn't even get down the hall. That's what I'm saying. You're more likely.
You sound like this.
You're more likely to walk down the creepy hallway with the random person than I am.
No, I'm saying that you know where you're going. They see you going where you're going, but like, I don't think he belong here. Let me make sure, because if he get to where he going and we can't stop him. He's too big. We can't, you know what I'm saying?
Pause.
If he get to throwing his elbows around, like everybody here is 5 foot elbows.
I don't know. You said some gay shit twice. I just had to.
No, I'm saying if he gets in here and get to talk, the person starts moving. Ain't nobody in here. He got some big old feet. He'll kick the shit out of somebody, man. But yeah, and I know the big homie gets it. I've been in the presence of it. You sure you want to go in there, big guy?
No.
People are funny, man. People are hilarious, man. People are hilarious. The Houston Texans have the number 2 pick, and the Carolina Panthers now have the number 1 pick. So there's a chance that we won't get the guy we want.
I don't give a shit what the Texans do, bro.
Man, you're a Houston hater.
I'm not a Houston hater, bro.
They get New Jerseys. They got a Texan.
I thought we talked about this.
It went in.
We talked about this last week.
But it went in though, didn't it? It wasn't so loud because it didn't bounce around because it went in. I've been in the gym, man. Man, I gotta get out of here, man. It's late, man. It's a great show, always. The Great Gallo the Great. Which one is it? Is it the Great Gallo or Gallo the Great? I think Gallo the Great is like more mysterious.
We haven't had our Illuminati show. We gotta really do this. I got questions. You might have answers.
It's not Illuminati. It's the illumination. See, Illuminati is the illumination, the light.
Hey man, House Party with LeBron. While it was a trash ass movie, it wasn't that much of a trash ass movie as we thought it was. It's entertaining.
It's slightly entertaining.
It's more.
Wait, there's a new House Party.
Yeah. They're throwing a party at LeBron James' house. It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie.
I mean, it has LeBron James. I mean, look at Space Jam. So
yeah, still haven't seen Space Jam. But look, watch this.
I've seen Space Jam.
It's not a good movie, right? The parts that makes the movie good really are just seeing some of the cameos. Just happy to see some of your childhood heroes on, like seeing Juvenile and Lil Wayne in the same room. And just being Juvenile Lil Wayne, like, yeah, man, that's cool to see, man.
They probably weren't even in the same room, though. Sad part.
I don't know.
They probably shot two different times. They weren't even the same.
Why are you being a pessimist? I'm having a happy moment right now, bro.
Yeah, fuck your happiness.
And then to see, seeing Maya, like she ain't had no good sign. You
ain't seen Maya in the Fifth War show?
The Fifth War show.
You don't know about the Fifth War show?
Why would I watch the whole show?
He's from the Tray. How would he know about this?
Thank you.
What you mean? You just told me you from H-Town, homie. Time out.
Fifth Ward part of Houston?
Time out. Yes.
Everybody hates Fifth Ward, bro.
Who hates Fifth Ward?
People
You just said that you from Houston and you done touched every part of the city, and it ain't nowhere in the city you can't go without having an experience. So I assumed that like the DJ Screw biopic, the Fifth Ward show, even the show about the little Muslim dude that's on Netflix and he from H-Town. I assume you've seen all of this. I assume you've seen all of this.
I got robbed in Fifth Ward, so I did get robbed in Fifth Ward, but I didn't know. What's it on?
You gotta ask the wife. She knows exactly what it's on.
Is it on like a BET? Or?
Come on now, I don't think it's that. Even with Maya being in it ain't on BET.
I heard what you call it. 33rd, the new generation was pretty good.
Well, the first one was pretty good.
Yeah, but the new one got a couple names in it. You got Clifton Davis, Propane. I heard it's pretty good.
All right, El Gallo, you got something for us, man? We finna get out of here, man. Boogie gotta go prostitute. I gotta go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Still on the same bull.
I don't think he's making any money in them shorts, though.
He's 100% not making any money. I didn't say he was a profitable prostitute. He's just a toot. You know what I'm saying?
Just a toot. You sound old man. Toot. Just a toot.
Man, just a toot, man.
You know the guy who played? I'll leave on this note for me. The little kid who played Indiana Jones's sidekick in the first one,
like the little Asian kid or whatever. Yeah. What about him?
He's been nominated for all these awards for that movie everywhere, always, all the time.
Yeah. I thought that was him.
Yeah. And so his story, he never. This is like his first time acting like in 20 years, right? Because he felt so typecast by Hollywood and the Asian thing, and like it threw him into a state of depression. To where he left, and he left Hollywood, and it said he was having serious anxiety about this part, about playing this part. He went and got voice coaches and all kind of things to make sure everything but it was a real big deal that him coming. And then that's what the Oscars this year, or the Grammys, one of them, I think it's the Oscars, are focused on diversity, and that's why there's so many diverse films from different genres. And different even cultures that are being nominated this year, but I thought it was pretty neat.
I don't even watch the Oscars, bro.
How you know who getting slapped, bro?
Oh, I ain't watching when that happened. I mean, I just saw Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock come across my phone. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fake, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I try to watch sometimes. I try to watch awards
because fuck that award shows, nigga.
Just for the spectacle.
Fuck that award shows. Know what I'm talking about? I used to watch award shows. I ain't gonna lie to you. It used to be like must-see TV. I used to watch the Grammys, the Oscars, the BET Awards, the Source Awards, because you knew it was gonna be a fight and some gunshots at the Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely used to watch that. You know what I'm talking about? I was waiting for Benzino to get slept. He never got slept at the Source Awards, though.
Yeah, I watch it for the spectacle to make fun of it. That's literally why. I mean, if you've seen my feeds during the war season, that's all I do is I watch it. I'm like, man, I can't believe, man, you see, I think it's funny. It makes me laugh.
I saw some of your Facebook posts this week.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you post some. I think it was about Dion.
Oh yeah, that was weak. It's funny. It was hilarious actually. Not what I said, but what he did. It was funny.
Nah, I think I don't like the back and forth you had with homie though.
Which who was
That's
it?
neither here nor there.
Okay, I think he called me. I think we talked about it too. I think he called. It was Pop.
The dude called you?
Yeah, Pop Bird.
Yeah.
He called me. We were talking about it. We talked about it. But yeah. But I'm gonna say it's like. It's funny because you think about it, he came with the football coach and he got the band sitting down and he's like, yeah, man, I need to play this right here and this right here. And, I understand the show of power and influence, but the band, HBUC band directors and band was not having that. It was like, man, how you going to try to make them have it? It's like, man, you can't do right or wrong, man. It's like, whatever you do, man, somebody's not going to be happy with it, man.
No, that's why you just do what you want to do.
Yeah, but then sometimes... in doing that, sometimes you're going to fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people make wrong decisions or bad decisions, you know what I'm saying? Or ill-advised decisions. It happens. It's just sometimes people don't let you forget that shit, or people try to talk out that shit like, man, I ain't nothing bad. Man, my bad. I messed up, man. I shouldn't have done that. That's tripping. Yeah, that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Or fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up, but fuck y'all. I don't give a damn.
Well, look, El Gallo, when I come to Rio, man,
Bet.
I'm gonna let you know. Where you want to go? You want to go, Boogie?
I mean, you know.
I fly for free, so you know.
See, that's what you say.
You what? Oh shit.
Yeah, I fly for free. The female's a flight attendant, so you know.
Oh well, then yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I just go and put my name on the list.
You got it made.
I know. Dun, dun.
Not really, because you know I don't want to say the airline, but flying standby is not as fun as it seems to be.
No, it's not.
Because you got all right now. I think like maybe 10 years ago it was cool because it probably was always seats on every flight, but now it seems like if you don't get on that first flight in the morning, every flight's packed. So
This guy has these first world problems. You know, flying standby.
Yeah, especially to Reno, because Reno from Houston, it's always a layover. You're not going to get there. You're not
can't
gonna
get a straight flight. Nah, man, and that's
Now,
the
you can
other
get to
reason.
Vegas. So when I move down there, then we need to do something.
I can't even get a straight flight today. I mean, I can't even get a straight flight to Vegas.
Man, the female was stationed. She was flying. Her home base was Vegas when she first started, so she was in Vegas every week, and I was jealous.
I gotta go from here to there to Vegas. I gotta stop in Colorado, Denver for an hour.
Yeah,
What
no,
am I
because
doing there for an hour?
so when you're flying standby, you don't want a connecting flight because you know your flight can have 30 empty seats from Houston to I don't know Fort Lauderdale, but then you go from Fort Lauderdale to New York and it might be 0 empty seats. So now you got kicked off the flight and you got to find another flight. So like when I was trying to get back to Atlanta that one day, the first flight, something was wrong with the plane. That whole flight got canceled. So 100+ people now need to find a flight. And it took me until the next day to get back to Atlanta because from that one flight being canceled, it literally just backfilled everything. And I mean, it's 11 o'clock. I'm leaving H-Town. And it's
you at the bottom of the list.
But it's people who paid. Like it's people who actually paid for their tickets. They're waiting to get on this last flight out of Houston just like me to get to Atlanta. And then, you know, you have the paying people kick me off, and at the time you have employees of Southwest, they're gonna bump me down as well. So it was a struggle, man. But you're right, that is first world problem. You're right, that is a first world problem.
It's kind of funny though how advanced our society has become, man. Because like I always think about the 1970, man, like or 1950, man. You saying you're gonna fly across the country in 4 hours? You and what army? With the Wright brothers, what, in 1895?
I don't know. I'm not even going to attempt to answer that question.
I'm saying 100-something years, man, 200 years. They got
About 120, 115, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 115 years, man. You got flights that, you got Concords.
I'm going to ask y'all this and then we can get out of here. Yeah. So look, both of you guys, this is a question to both of you guys. All right, you know we have technology advanced and all that kind of shit right now. And so let's say if they have some technology right now and like, you know what, look, boom, we figured it out.
Yes.
We're going to equip you with some, you know, with some parts.
Would I get a dick extension?
No, not a dick extension.
Oh,
why is everything about dicks with you?
Go ahead.
We can equip you with some parts, you know, and it can make you live longer and make you live 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe put the Neuralink in your spinal cord, so now you can be connected to the internet and access information as quick as AI.
Question.
You know.
Question.
All right.
I know you can say about some of my dicks.
Man, it's always about dicks.
But I'm just saying, is my dick gonna work during this 200
Nobody is gonna do anything that's gonna fuck your dick up.
No, I'm saying, is it gonna work through the 200 years, or is it gonna be like? Because you know, when you get in your 80s and 90s, they say it works less. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a master machismo man.
There's a pill for that, you know.
Man, you want to be 200 years old with a 4-hour long boner, man? That
Yeah. No, Cialis doesn't work that way. Cialis works more like a natural one.
Oh,
well, see,
and I use it because my hip broke, so it's not like probably because I'm old too. But when I separated my hip, I needed a pill to make shit work. So,
but see, I asked him this question as well too. All right, so you can be a cyborg, you can live for like 200+ years.
Yeah.
Would y'all do it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I got metal parts, or I got regular parts.
It's a mixture of both. You've seen iRobot,
like internal,
right?
Like you can't see that you're not human.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's just still the regular skin. You seen iRobot where he had half like a metal arm.
Okay. Actually, I don't want to have like I don't be like RoboCop.
Nah,
I don't think he had no dick.
I think no. He just was like organs.
Yeah, he ain't had no dick though.
Is that all you think about?
I'm just saying.
I'm just asking. Is that truly all you think about?
I was just thinking that if I'm gonna be 300 years old,
if your dick stopped working, you would kill yourself.
I don't want to kill myself, man, but I'd go through a state of mental depression.
Damn. See, you in this dick shit. Pause. All right. Yeah. So I asked him. I said, man, if you could be if you're a vampire, you live forever.
Yeah.
How long would it take you to be gay? So I posed the same question to you. I said 100 years because I'm like, after 100 years, I've probably done any and everything. So whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be gay for 100 years, then I'll go back to being straight. But I'm being honest about it though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
See, I've never had the question brought to me like that. I'm like, if I go to prison, man, a mouth is a mouth. Like, fuck it, you know. But as a vampire, like I would then have choice and I could do whatever.
Yeah.
I'd have to like, and I've ran through some women, so I'd have to run through like every possibility before like, okay, women are boring. Let me try a man. Because like even now, I'm like, man, you know what? I haven't had a Blasian clown in a while. So, you know,
what?
Blasian clown.
I know what a Blasian is, but what's the clown part?
Yeah, I'm trying. I know what a
Blasian
Blasian is.
Up like a clown.
Okay, so it is what I envisioned in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
like,
all right.
You know, just random ass shit. You know what? It's been, you know, I haven't had whatever since 2004. I haven't had this since 2015 or whatever. You know, so, and then there's some stuff that I just never had. And so like I'm like, like I'd have to run through everything before, so I can't say there's a time limit. It's more like, okay, every possibility of female human. Okay, fine, I'll try man now.
But see, the reason why I said 100 years, and there's logic to it, because at that point I'm a vampire, so no STD is going to kill me.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm probably, you know what I'm saying, I watch all the vampire movies. All the vampire, like all the women want the vampires. Everyone wants the vampire.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you go by the Twilight,
okay,
you know, their skin is like diamonds in the sun. And
okay.
then if you go by like interview with a vampire, they're just pale and everyone loves them.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how a black man looks as a vampire. I don't know how pale I'm gonna get. Do I just get ashy? If I go by vampire from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, I got a perm or I get ashy.
Yeah.
One of the two. You know what I'm saying? But Angela Bassett wanna hit me. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So you dig. I feel like
that was a bad movie.
That was an awesome movie. I might watch it when I get through here.
Eddie Murphy is horrible.
What you talking about? Anyway, you're a hater. So with that being said, I don't have to worry about STDs. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about crazy baby daddies or husbands because, you know, you can't kill me. You don't have no garlic. So, yeah, I'm going to do any and everything. I'm probably going to be involved in these weird sex orgies anyway. So I just assumed after like the first 60 years, I've done it all.
But it's not okay. Well, I guess you're speaking more to your sexual exploration, that you're explorative with your sex.
If I'm a vampire, bro, I'm not finna like be committed for real to no one woman because I'm outlive her anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta make her a vampire, bro.
No, I don't want them problems for eternity. So at that point, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, you know what I'm saying, I'm just go do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can see after like 100 years, like, damn, I didn't really did everything. Now I don't think I'm gonna be getting bent over. I'll be doing the bending if I was a gay vampire, but
nah, bro, no.
I'm just saying, bro.
No.
If I'm a gay vampire,
no. There's no way you say I've done everything and then you just have to be gay and like, well, I guess I've done everything, so I'm just gonna fuck another hole. Nah, man, if you gonna be gay, you gonna try something new, man.
Pause.
I'm just saying.
Pause.
That's why I said I could never be a gay.
That's tough for me to say that in the mind frame that I'm in. Outside of saying, you know, I seen the clip with Janet Jackson and Amari Hodrick, and she was like, "So you just gonna let another man bend you over?" Yeah, nah, we ain't gonna do that, bro. I can't have my vampire homies clowning me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you gonna videotape or something?
Huh?
They're gonna be like,
I mean, you saw interview with you saw interview with a vampire. I'm not finna have Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise clowning me. You know what I'm talking about? Because they peeped through the coffin hole or something. I don't know.
Look at Dub. Ha ha ha. 1, 2, 3. Dicks in his house.
Yeah, you know what? If we were vampires, you would actually do that. Yeah, you would, bro.
That's how Count Dracula, the Count on top of Sesame Street. That's how he talks. He's the only vampire I recognize.
What?
He's the only vampire I recognize. Count 1, 2, 3 men taking turns on Dub.
Wow.
Oh
wow!
Man. After 100 years, I don't know, bro.
After 100, though, bro.
Nah, why? No, man. I don't want to. It did not. Okay, it's each his own. I gotta go.
I mean, I'm not trying to make you a gay vampire.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Your body, your choice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got it.
Gallo, man. It's been another great episode having you on. The title of this episode is definitely going to be Gay Vampires. So, you know.
We already have a gay vampire episode, man.
I never named it Gay Vampires.
Oh, well, it's called 100 Years to Be Gay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I've never named anything 100 Years to Be Gay.
Pull it up, man.
I mean, you can pull it up. I might have been drunk.
I'll pull it up, man.
Please pull it up. I don't remember 100 Years to Be Gay.
100 Years to...
This has been another episode of the 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie and AR Dub.
Tell me how you took, and I'm gonna tell you what I meant.
And we out.
No, talking about instruments to get the bitches, man.